Alright, Wee Willie here. I'll be playing Vance Longstroke, songsmith and weaver of tales, a first level bard.
Oh yeah, I get.
Okay.
It's 3 month delayed, Sanders, but yeah, I get every month they
Stig
send
50,
me.
and I am
They
playing
send me
Killian
money
Ward,
every month.
Paladin, and
Unfortunately, it's 3 months delayed, but it's
yeah,
no
that's
problem.
it. I forgot what I was going to say.
Way to go, Stig.
Hey, I'm about as sleep deprived as you right now. Hush.
I'm Miss Scarlet Knits. I'll be playing Agnes, the Dwarf Fighter.
And hands off, Miss Scarlet, out there.
And
She is not a piece of
Pathfinder,
meat.
Red State, no way.
Off of her.
And I will be playing Mordecai, your friendly neighborhood rogue, who loves and has a passion for licking his eyebrows.
Alright, recap, I guess I'm gonna take care of that. Last week, we started our adventure in the town of Vigil, where we were hired by the Archmage and the Emperor to go on a voyage to the island of Omen in order to map it and see if we could determine the reason for its exponential growth as of late. And I've been thrown together with Killian, a paladin, Agnes, a dwarven fighter, and Mordecai, a very unsavory fellow. And us four have journeyed to the island of Omen aboard the Emerald Queen flagship of the Armada, and on our way there, we encountered some sea people who were apparently raiding the town for water reserves, and we got into a bit of a scuffle with them, and we all managed to handle ourselves accordingly and dispatch them. And that's where you find us now, and that's about it, I guess.
That is very inspiring. That is very bardic. Alright, so you guys, we just got done with the combat, and we decided to go ahead and stop there. So I'm now logging back into the game. I have to time everything perfectly, or it messes one screen up versus the other, and oh my goodness.
I don't have two boxes, do I, though?
No, you don't. Do I?
Yeah,
Yes, you do.
Now you do.
Yeah, you do now.
Okay. I bet you I won't in just a second. Is it gone?
Yep, pretty good.
You guys are
Praise the Lord.
beautiful. Okay. So, I'm putting you guys over to the map. You guys are in Gastron's Point. Thank you for mentioning that, Wee Willie.
I'm sorry.
I'm just slamming you, dude.
Still trying to figure out why
prepare
Sahuagins
anything,
need
so-
water. Aren't they fish? Or half fish?
The
You
Sahuagin,
don't know.
they were like a merman. They were like a merman.
That's what I thought you described them as looking like.
Yeah, it was sort of like a creature from the Black Lagoon back when, the old 60s or 50s
Great
flick.
movie.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Alright, after we get out of this battle, I'm gonna turn to my companions and say, look here, I just noticed across the way there some of these fish people wearing white, fighting another band of their fellows. Maybe we should look into this a little bit later.
A little bit later.
Oh,
a
well,
little bit
now,
later?
if you'd like.
How about right now?
Yeah.
Right now, sounds good.
There, and it is
Okay, buddy.
it is now silent. It's like you can almost, besides yourselves talking amongst one another, you guys can actually almost hear a pin drop. I mean, you can hear, and then after a couple seconds, your adrenaline starts to, kick down a couple notches, and now you can start to hear a couple babies starting to cry. You can hear other people yelling. You can hear, water being doused on top of the fire, which is now not running well, it was never running rampant in the first place, rampant, whatever. There were 3 rooftops that were on fire, probably from the Sahuagins that probably threw torches or tridents, but now there's only like one in the central part of the harbor city, and that's about it. There's a lot of smoke starting to build up. All of the guards are now starting to. There were several guards that were knocked in the water. There was also a corpse in the water. So all of the Sahuagins, you can see that they're all retreating back into the brush as well. But it is a moment to where you guys are able to catch your breath now. And if you guys want to spend any of your recoveries, you may do so as well.
How's everybody looking here?
I never got hit, so I'm good.
I lost 6, but I'm okay.
Yeah, as did I. I think.
Yeah, I
I'll
lost about
manage for
15,
now.
so I'm going to go ahead and roll a couple of recoveries.
Go for it. Do we recharge after battle things too, Dave?
Yes, go ahead and do your rolls, and also please keep track of those. Mr. Boo Diddley, thank you very much for the follow. Ooh, nice recharge roll there, Killian. Womp womp.
So your recharges are every day, right?
Yeah, so that sucked.
I'm gonna take one.
Well, actually,
Some of
That'll
your
put me back
powers
at
say-
yeah. Well, I can.
say after
It's
battle.
after battle. I'm gonna make you guys do recharges after every single battle. So if you recharge, but just remember, it's basically four combats, and then you're gonna get a full, heal up. So that's the bonus for having 4 combats or 4 encounters. So I want everybody to, now that everything is starting to die down, you guys can hear the sounds of the town, a couple people, screaming, a couple babies crying. I want everybody to give me a perception check, please.
I'm not recharging anything. Okay, perception check.
What are we doing? My screen froze up there.
I see my feet.
Wow, Killian. Remember, guys, a nice friendly reminder to add your zeros in your boxes, and please add in no pluses. Please do not add in pluses.
I did recharge my lightning fork at least.
Very nice.
I still see my feet.
You want us all to do perceptions? My screen froze up.
Yes, please. I would like everybody to give me a perception.
By the way, Vance, nice perception roll.
I see everything.
Hey, thanks,
I'm
Swargula.
sorry.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the host, man. Appreciate it. All right, so you guys are starting to, adrenaline's coming down. You guys can actually, Vance, you have the ears of a hawk, and you're glancing around and you think you hear something familiar, and you kind of scour. You having your hands, and you're kind of going like this because it sounds like it's coming from out in the water. And exactly, that's what I'm talking about right there. You can actually see, it looks like Captain Flint, none other than Captain Flint. It looks like he's literally walking on water, but it's not. It's him standing on the back of Wilbur, his first mate, as they start to come into the shallow part of the shore.
Hail and well met, Captain! I yell from the shore.
Oh there!
And you can see the captain and Wilbur. Tokens and all. Wilbur's even got his pirate hat on.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Ahoy there, mateys! How find yourselves?
I think you're
A
broadcasting.
little worse for wear, but we're doing fine now.
Yeah, make sure everybody you mute Captain Tom, and Captain Tom will be in TeamSpeak, and we'll continue on. And also make sure Captain Tom you mute all of these other people in the Roll20 game. You won't have any feedback. How's it going, Captain Tom Flint?
I'm doing mighty well. I saw you start your battle on the shore from the deck of the Emerald Queen, and I got to thinking that perhaps you're in over your head, and the Archmage and I may have been wrong about what lies on this island. It may be far worse than we initially expected. So I decided that you might need some help after all. So I got aboard Wilbur, left the ship in charge of Crispy Pete, and sailed out to the island. And now I'm here to tell you that I'll offer you my services as a companion to come along with you and to help you find whatever's on this island.
Another
That is
pair
it.
of hands is certainly welcome, sir.
Aye, that is if you'll have me, of course. And, to tell you the truth, I've missed me days as a pirate. I've been sailing for the Archmage for far too long. I need to get back out and do some adventuring, do some fighting.
Well,
And-
well, with you and Wilbur here, who's manning the ship? Surely the cook's not in charge.
Oh yes, I've left it in very capable hands of Crispy Pete.
Okay, if you're sure.
If
Dave,
Well-
can I check and see if I see flames coming from the boat?
no, you do not see flames, but you do see this. It looks like the ship is getting smaller, and it looks like the ship is starting to take off. And then all of a sudden, off of both sides of the ship, you start to see that the ship is starting to fire all of its weapons. There's no other ships around.
Oh, blast it, Pete. I knew I should have left someone else in charge. Perhaps Dirty Cackles, but Pete's the best man I've got. I brought Wilbur with me. Everyone else is extremely incompetent.
So, Captain Tom, let me ask you this, speaking out of character. You are the admiral of the entire Armada. Now, is Crispy Pete, is he going to be in charge of the entire Armada while you're on your escapades or adventures with this merry band?
Oh, yes.
Hey, Dave.
And all I can reply is, oh no.
Crispy Pete will be running things for me until I get back in about 3 weeks.
Will they be there to go back to?
Well, here's hoping.
No use crying over spilled milk, Captain. Things will all work out.
Spilled milk or sunken ships.
Hey, Dave. I'm
Yeah,
not
Mordecai.
trying to. I may be out of order here, but
No, not at all.
don't we need to roll relationship?
Relationship. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead, by all means. Let's head over to our RP screen. That is a very good. I'm glad you noticed that, Mordecai. I'm glad you're on top of things. Starting next week, Mordecai will be the new dungeon master for the game. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys can see, I put up. Oh, let's see. I think I moved all the players over. Yes. Also, you will be under guest, Mr. Tom Flint. So everybody rolls their relationship die. Everybody can go ahead and roll their 3d6, and everybody should be able to move these nice dice that are up top as well. So if you roll any 5s or 6s, you can make my job much easier and move the dice over to the appropriate place on the chart. And what this is at the start of every game, the players will roll 3d6 because
So
they
you
have
want us
points.
to place the dice?
Absolutely,
into-
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. If you get a 5 or a 6,
Do we roll 1 or 3 of these?
you roll 3. And there should be plenty of dice to go around. So if a player rolls a 6, then that something positive happens
God, I'm
from
glad
their
it's only
icon.
5s and
And
6s that count.
Fives
because
are
that was a
kind
1
of.
in there.
But if they roll nothing, then they get, nothing good happens for them.
I don't see one for the Archmage, Dave. I didn't roll last week because I forgot I had a point in him.
I thought you had the elf coin.
Yeah, but my talent or whatever gave me 1 point with the Archmage.
Okay, yeah, we'll just say elf queen / archmage, and your last roll will count for the archmage. So wow, everybody had some nice rolls.
Not everybody.
Well, at least there's no penalties for rolling a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
Now, I've got the Archmage, but like he said, it's not on here, so
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
just
gonna-
put it in Elf Queen.
That sounds good. I'm going to update the chart anyway because I've got to add on one more for Wee Willie, and then I'll add on for you as well. for Captain Flint.
Didn't you
Yeah, I
say
would add like a guest column at the bottom.
Yep, that's what I'll do.
last week's rollover if we didn't use them?
Yes, I tried to get just about everyone. I don't think I got yours, though. But Mordecai was taken care of. I believe Vance was also. But so this week we'll just kind of start fresh, and we'll go from this week, and then if anything carries over. Now that I have these dice, when I put the dice into the game as PNGs, I kind of deleted everything else on there, and I was like, oops. So we'll just continue on with this week. So looks like Vance had one. Vance Longstroke. Captain Tom Flint had one. Well, looks like Killian had 2 5s, and Mordecai had another 6. Womp womp. Agnes, goose egg. Alright, so I'll put you guys over.
Make that sound again, Dave.
Womp womp. Oh,
Do you want to dig that hole?
wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Shots fired.
Feisty. Right on the head means
Yeah, from the ship and-
feistiness, let me tell you.
yeah, I think the dungeon master had to duck that last salvo.
That's okay.
She doesn't need any help.
No.
Anyway, she's more than capable.
Alright. So I've got you guys down, and I'm going to put you back over on the map. So welcome aboard there, Captain Tom Flint.
Boom.
Did everyone move over?
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah,
I'm on
I was
the
there.
map. Yeah, I'm there. So, okay. Well, Captain, you're more than welcome to join us. I don't know where to start. I'm unfamiliar with this town here, but like I just told my fellows here, there seems to be a group wearing white amongst the fish people that seem somewhat friendly toward us, in that they were fighting some of their fellows.
I see. Yes, I've heard of those. Who
Yes,
trade
you
in
did
town.
mention something about such.
Yeah, and it wasn't they weren't actually, speaking out of character here, they weren't actually in white. It was maybe like a tribal paint type of white.
Okay, not
Markings,
headbands
yeah.
or anything.
No, not nameplates to say, hello, my name is white markings or red markings or what.
White tribal markings.
I've also got something else to tell you that I didn't get the chance to aboard the vessel. We believe, and we being my crew and I and some of the others I've met, that the lighthouse at Vigil is not only a lighthouse, but maybe in fact a form of scrying device that the Archmage or the Emperor would use to keep an eye out on Omen, and especially the necropolis where the Lich King hails from. I'm sure you know that. But I just wanted to make you aware that because of the mountain range that's risen up here, we are not really sure what's on this island anymore. There could be a great danger lying here. The Lich King could have a presence here. We just don't know, which is part of the reason that I decided to come with you. I mean, that's right, Wilbur. I know, we're all worried. All of us. Even you. Even me. We just don't know what's out here.
Gotta love Wilbur. Just don't understand what the hell he's saying. Only the captain. Maybe over time the party members will also start to pick up on what
I have a
he's saying.
smattering of it. I don't fully understand him yet, though. So, well, shall we go into town then, fellows?
Why
Aye.
not? We're already here.
Let's roll.
Well, technically we're on the beach still, Killian, but okay, let's go along to the town.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I would like to Guys, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna hang out for a minute.
Vance Longstroke, as you're starting to walk along the shore, you step on something, and it's sort of like a bump in the sand, and you look down and you see this barnacle encrusted type of piece of metal on the shore.
Ooh, this must be something that fellow y'all spoke with was talking about. The what was his cankles?
Chum
I'll
bucket.
think of his name
Yep.
very shortly. Dirty Cackles
Crusty Cankles
O'Malley.
O'Malley.
Dirty
Yeah.
Cackles. Dirty Cackles. He said. I remember him, y'all telling me that he unearthed such artifacts before, and I hold it up and show it to
Chum
everybody.
bucket. You spoke to Dirty Cackles.
No, we
One of
spoke
them.
to Chum Bucket Holystone. Y'all spoke
No,
to...
we spoke to Dirty Cackles O'Malley.
Is that right?
Thanks for playing.
Surely you're wrong on that. Okay. Alright. They're interchangeable anyways. Okay. So, yeah.
No,
this is what
they
he
are
was
not
talking about. That
interchangeable.
guy.
No, I'm just kidding. I love it, Wee Willie.
NPCA.
No, I was NPCA.
Yes.
Yeah, but regardless, this is what he was talking about anyways, and I show the coin, or whatever it is, to my mates.
Yeah, it's a piece of, looks like a regular gold coin that you see throughout the Dragon Empire, and on one side it is beautiful, looks untouched, and then on the other side you turn it over and it is basically, has barnacles and like a sea mildew type of substance on it. I mean, it's it's not slimy or anything. It's just looks like it's been sitting face up in the water.
Oh, so this is a current gold coin. It's
It
not
is.
like
It is
that-
from the
that other
Dragon
guy was-
Empire.
That other guy was talking about coins of
Berg
unknown
Turdler,
origin,
thank you.
wasn't he?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of coins like that throughout the Dragon Empire. A lot of the major cities, whether it be Glitterhagen or Axis or whatever city, they usually do mint their own coins. But for the sake of things, for the game, we're just going to use a universal gold. But like in this case, these are just like a common coin that you would see throughout the Dragon Empire. Basically, all the 7 main cities. But then there's
Okay.
like the special currencies like trines.
I take and pocket my found money here and continue about along my way.
Okay.
But out of character, Dave.
Sure.
That guy, Cackles O'Malley, or whoever, Chum Bucket. He was talking about coins that may have some other provenance or something, right?
Yes.
Make sure I
it,
didn't
it
make
was
notes
no.
wrong.
It was Chum Bucket Holystone.
But
he's
the
the one.
coins he found
They were washing up on
Were-
the shore as well. Yes.
were different, though. Or were they the same?
Yeah. No. It was the same type of coin. I mean, even though it wasn't a per se coin from Glitterhagen or from
Okay. Axis.
It was just
All right, sorry
a
about
com.
that.
No,
Sorry
no,
about
no, no problem at all.
I think one of the crew.
I love
was
it when
speaking
you
with
guys.
Captain Flint.
I love it when you guys ask questions. I love it. So yeah, it's just another comp. But the one that Chum Bucket had was silver. So he had a silver coin, but you have a gold coin.
Well, I mistakenly thought it might have had something to do with the ancient civilization that was on the island or something. That was where my
Yeah,
thoughts
well,
were going with that.
his did have, like I was saying with that one. Now that I go back to that, and I'm sorry, yes, it did have special etchings which look like like a serpent or something on there. So yes,
Well,
you are
okay.
right on that.
All right.
You are.
Okay, sorry then.
No, don't apologize. I like questions.
I toss the gold in my pocket and wait for the captain and the rest of my mates, and we saunter into town, I suppose, with the exception of Mordecai, who has some brow licking, no doubt, to do here on the beach still.
Clean the sand out of his eyebrows.
Okay, Mordecai, you want to search the bodies that you guys? Sure. you guys search all of the bodies, and you find on one of the corpses, you find a rune. You find a rune. You find your first sort of one-use magical type of item. And there's also a couple gold pieces. So we'll say there's a total of, everybody can also get 10 gold pieces as well. So 10 gold pieces and a rune.
Okay. Well, I guess, Mordecai, I guess you want this rune since it was your initiative. What found it?
Well, actually, I think it might be better suited. I'm actually going to give it to Scarlet. Or Agnes. Agnes, you took the brunt and the front in this battle, and I think you probably deserve this. And I'm going to hand her the rune.
Well, would you like to see what is on the rune? Well, we can find out what's on the rune. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was special. Okay,
Dave,
yeah,
if
let's
that
find
body's still floating in the surf, Killian's going to wade out and pull it to shore so it can be buried properly.
Yeah, give me a. Okay, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and roll my d6. Okay, 1 to 3, it'll be a weapon rune, or 4, 5, 6, it'll be for armor. So it's a 4. So it is going to be an armor rune. Do you want me to do the? Do you want me to go ahead and dice cam it for the D100 or?
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll go ahead and roll percentile, and we'll find out what effect is on this rune. So I rolled a 56. Now on this rune, wow, the bonus of the rune is also applied to physical defense and also magical defense. So the rune will affect. This rune will affect +1 armor class, +1 PD, 1 MD. Really nice rune. Holy crap.
Yeah, real good.
And this is the runes are one use. You use them one time. You can use it as a quick action, and you can put it on your rune, and you get that bonus for the entirety of the fight. And after the fight, it dissipates the protection, and then you're left with a worthless memento.
Who would this benefit the most?
I'd say you had it right the first time. Whoever's going to be taking the most damage is probably...
Yeah. Either Agnes
It'll
or
be
Killian.
between me or Agnes, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's let Agnes have this rune.
I'm fine
Oh,
with that.
thank
Like
you.
I said, I'm going to wait
What
out
a
and pull that
gentleman
body
you are,
in
Mordecai.
so it can be buried properly.
Oh, you want to bury all of these Sahuagins?
No, I thought you said there was the body of a guard out in the surf.
There is in the shallow water. But like I said, his other companions, his other, military men, they've already pulled his corpse ashore and looted his body and basically taken everything from him and kind of threw him into the trash can. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're going to take care of him.
Can we talk to these guards?
Absolutely. Well, they were the same guards that were coming into shore with you.
Oh, okay. These weren't people that were already here. All
Yeah,
right.
because there were a total of 6 of these small little dinghy boats that were coming to shore. And remember, I had you guys roll a couple skill checks to see if you guys got in safely. And you guys made your checks. Unfortunately, the guards did not. So the guards went over, and actually there were some sharks waiting for them. Unfortunately, they're the red shirts that are taking over for a couple months.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stand at the ready, waiting for everybody.
You guys are free to, walk around, and by this point, several minutes have gone by, and now all of the flames that were on the roofs have now been basically quarreled and disposed of. You see villagers starting to walk around now without screaming their heads off, or the Sahuagin chasing them and whatnot. So it looks like things are kind of coming back to a little bit of normalcy now.
Well,
Captain,
shall we go see
do you
our
know
new
where we can
surroundings
wet our
for-
beaks at in this town anywhere?
I know the town rather well. I know several members, and they recognize me. So we shouldn't find too many enemies here. We'll be welcome. The place that we'll need to go to stay is called Mamalotti's. It's an inn. We're gonna need to go there to set up a camp before we try to venture into the forest.
What were you saying there, Killian?
I was going to say, I guess we should explore our new environment for to better aid in setting up a base of operations for the weeks we are going to be here.
All right. So lead the way, then, Captain, to this inn of yours.
I'll accompany you.
Alright, so you guys have free reign, and there's not a big giant die there. That is just the escalation die. You guys know that. Just
The
kinda letting
escalation
everybody know
obelisk.
that. Yeah. The escalation tower. It's it's like what Captain Tom was telling you guys last week. This place was sort of just kind of thrown together with the intention of it being rebuilt into something, really, really nice. Sort of like not only a hub for the fleet, for the Admiral's fleet, but also sort of like a getaway place as well. So they haven't made it to that point yet. So, especially when the island started growing and everything was just basically paused, unfortunately.
So, good captain, why not lead us on to this inn and we can speak with the proprietor and set up shop there?
Aye, I'll do it. We should make our way into town now.
And as we walk away, I kick the raider that would have hit me if I wasn't on the defensive.
You kick the corpse and give it one for the road as it kind of twitches for a second and then stops moving.
How ferocious of her.
She is. She is not messing around. So as you guys are going into the town, I'm going to give you a little bit, just sort of like a little refresher about some things about Gastron's Point. Now, like I said, it has 120 people, 22 of them being guards. That the whole island is basically, well, this portion of the island is under control of a Master Sergeant Roderick Morley. He is the one that is in the stronghold to the north. You'll see the stronghold once you get past all of these buildings. Everything sits up on stilts just in case if it floods. Everything is up about 5 feet in the air, and there is a tide. But ever since the Archmage and the Emperor have basically joined forces, there's no more regular tides, I guess you could say, as what used to happen. When the sea would swell up massively, and basically you only have to worry about a couple feet the water intruding into the shore. Not prior to this, the basically the tide would come all the way in up to the tree line, but now it just doesn't. All right, so you guys can see a lot of smoke starting to come out of the, and I'm not talking on fire, basically establishments. You can see that there's a smithy. You can see that there's a temple. There's several establishments to enjoy yourselves. There is a couple taverns you've gone by. Like I said, this place is supposed to be a hot spot, and unfortunately, for the investors here that have already come, it's been a massive disappointment for them. So, and it's too late for them to back out now because they've already invested so much. But one day, maybe everything will come to fruition for them, and they'll get the the nice, luxurious storefronts that they were promised, and the business and the port that's supposed to be built here. Okay, so Captain Tom Flint mentioned Mamalotti's. You guys get to Mamalotti's, and it's right here. It's back this way, Captain Flint. So Mamalotti's is right here, and you can see that there is a sign on the front that does say Mamalotti's. It is the Wench and Rose. And you guys head into Mamalotti's, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a marker on the map, and we'll just call this number 3, and you guys can kind of, sort of like what the Pathfinder game did, kind of explore your way around the town and whatnot. So I added a journal down here for you that says a group journal, and that's A is up there so it stays on top. But when the new, whenever the new Roll20 patch drops, and I can change everything around the way I want to, it'll be up top. So you guys will all be able to edit this. Wow, you guys already put a bunch of stuff in here. Very good. So
yeah, I dumped all my notes in it.
Yeah, you guys will be able to put anything you want. You all have access to it, and you guys were at Mamalotti's Winch and Rose. This is basically, this dockside establishment is home to Mamalotti and her women and men who love to entertain its guests in one fashion or another. This is definitely not your run-of-the-mill family establishment, but rather a place to come when you are feeling down and need a night to get away from the exhaustions of the island. Mamalotti has a great variety of pipeweeds and other pick-me-ups that are usually not found or traded in the mainland. Both female and male companionship services are available in package deals as well. But the one thing,
that's right up your alley.
You will always notice, and plus Captain Flint would tell you a little bit about this too. The Imperial Guard does not come here. They are basically forbid to come to Mamalotti's.
So what about the good captain? Is he allowed here, or?
He's not part of the Imperial Guard.
I'm not really under the jurisdiction of the Imperial Guard. However, I do only come here to socialize. I don't partake because I find that it takes my mind off of the job at hand.
A wise man.
He gets Playboy to read the articles, basically. I love it, Captain Flint.
With the captain's recommendation, I make my way inside. It's fine establishment, no doubt.
So as you open up the door, a woman basically scurries out, and she looks like like your typical homebody, and she's kind of patting her hair down and buttoning up the last button on the top of her dress, and she goes, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry to be in your way." And she scurries to the west, and she's basically traveling in this direction here, traveling west. And you can see that she's walking down the docks, and basically goes off to the west, around the corner of one of the other shanty shacks.
Come on, Wilbur. Let's go find some entertainment and a good drink.
All right, Wilbur, you can go with the man. I'm gonna look around some more.
As you're walking, as you walk past, you also see a market as well. This market here has several baskets sitting outside with, several signs written in common. Saltwater cabbage. And this building right here is a market. I won't tell you anything else about the place because you just happen to seeing the baskets and the sign as you're walking past, as you're following, Captain Flint to Mamalotti's.
Would it be safe to presume that Agnes and Mamalotti's reputations precede themselves?
As in, you would have worked here possibly in the past?
Possibly, or we just have heard of one another?
You can give me a history check.
And that's without any bonuses, right?
If you don't have any bonuses, whatever the total.
We have a boon, though.
Yeah, you have a boon, so you will add the +1. But for you, Agnes, your history is a 2, so you'll have a total of 3. So I'm looking basically for a DC of a 15
so
to
3 in the other
20-ish.
skill.
It would just be 3. Your total bonus is 3, but your macro will automatically detect it, and it should say, "Is there any other modifiers?" And you would put 1 for the boon. So, okay. You've heard of the name, but you can't recall where from, and you've never worked for Mamalotti, but you have heard of her. But you've heard of her on the mainland.
Would it be safe to assume then she's also heard of me?
Possibly. So Vance, you walk into this establishment. It quite has the. I'll give you a description. It has a Victorian type of style to it.
Okay, like some kind of, like a drawing room or something.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
sort of French parlor.
Yeah, exactly. You know, columns inside.
Is there a bar or something?
A very sweet smell. You know, it's light music playing. You know, there is a bard in the corner playing. You know, very, very nice establishment. Very, very classy actually for a shanty like this.
Yeah, is there a bar?
There is a bar.
I'm gonna go up to the bartender. Is it a male or?
Well, hello, baby. Come on up. Haven't seen
How
you around
do you
before.
do?
I am doing well. Oh, the captain is with you. Hey, baby cakes.
Hi, ahoy there. How are you?
Are you going to be staying with us, Captain Flint?
No, unfortunately, I'm on business today.
Oh, that's too bad. You're always more than welcome to stay at Mama's.
Surely you've got time for a drink there, Captain.
I'll sit with you for a single drink. We've got to get to the bottom of these fish people.
Yes, we'll go see the major, the master sergeant, or whatever the devil he is, afterwards.
Wilbur, do you have any?
Let's
have
a
any
beer,
money?
please?
1 second, Mordecai.
Okay.
Sugar cakes, you'll notice that the place has kind of gone over a little renovation. We no longer are an inn and board. We basically just take care of the people in the town now, if you know what I mean. And she kind of touches you on the shoulder a little bit.
I see. Well, I've got a couple of questions for you a little later, but for now, let's go ahead and get some drinks.
Oh, okay, here you go, Sugar, your favorite.
And she, puts down your drink, and she asks what Vance would like to have, and who else is going into the establishment. I know Mordecai.
I'll have
and
an ale.
Wilbur's.
I'll take care of the captains. And
I'll step in
Wilbur's
for a minute.
as well.
All right.
I'll have an ale.
Okay. So everybody,
I'll
she's
buy
putting down
Agnes's as
drinks. Okay. So that'll be a total of a gold for everyone. Now
I
she
tossed
does
a
look
barnacle
over.
encrusted gold piece at the barkeep.
Oh, Sugar, where did you get this? These are a hot commodity right
I
now.
stuck my toe on it on the beach. Just a moment.
Well, that's where they seem to have been washing up lately.
She takes this, and you see a till over there, but she takes this, and she's got a low cut blouse on, with some cleavage, and she puts it and sticks it down there. Oh, I'm gonna save this for later, and she stuffs it down into her bra.
Make sure you
Into
think of
her
Vance
bosom
when you
area.
spend that, honey.
Whenever I get the chance to, and everyone's kind of drinking, and I'm kind of standing there, I want to pull her to the side and kind of ask her a couple questions about what's going on.
Sure.
She says, "Sure, Sugar. I'm sure Tara would love to see that you're back at Gastron's."
Yes, but that's not why I'm here. I've got a couple of serious questions to ask you.
Anything for you, Sugar. What's up?
What do you
Are
know
the men
about...
coming ashore too? I'll summon all the ladies and the guys.
Yes, they'll be here as well. Except most of me crew's gone on to the main route, but several of the mercenaries are here. I expect to see them here later.
Okay, Sugar.
So,
What do you have from Mamalotti? Talk to me.
what do you know about these fish people? Tell me about... I've seen some. I've heard they've got tattoos, and some of them are friendly, and some of them aren't. Just What? Tell me what you know. What's the rumors around town?
Sugar, the only thing that I know is that a couple months ago, all of these I don't even know how to say the word, but these fish people, these fishmen, they are now trading with the town. Something about there's a shortage of water. And even in the town here, our pool in the center of Gastron's is now corrupt with a bland salt water. So now, you have been dropping us off barrels and barrels of water. Thank you, Legend of Brian. Thank you very much.
So who is it then that does most of the trading? Is it whoever runs the market, or can you point me in the right direction?
Yeah, it's McCrackles, Sugar. It's McCrackles.
Okay.
But over at the crazy guy's shack over there, he summons a little bit of water too. Old
I'm sorry,
Sazu.
did you say summons?
Oh yeah, Sazu. He's an old crazy coot.
Remind me, where is his shack?
Sazu's is, you just go right on out, Sugar, and you take the left, and it's one of the first shanties on the right.
All right.
Actually, it's
Well,
like
I'll
the third one.
my
It
beer.
would be over this way. This would be basically Sazu's, and Mamalotti, she actually described him as a crazy coot.
Like I say, I finish my ale and wait for the captain and Wilbur to finish up. And,
See you, Blazer Strike. Take it
Well,
easy.
shall
Thanks
we
for
go
stopping
check
by.
out this Sazu afterwards, Captain?
I think we should. I think we should go around town and talk to some of my acquaintances and see what they know about the problems that Gastron's Point is facing.
Well, Sugar, you most certainly have to stop by and visit me. And she kind of
We'll
winks
be
at
back.
you.
Don't worry.
Oh, Sugar, you look like you're stressed. Take a load off.
I am very stressed, and there's good reason for it. I have
How-
reason to believe that the whole town's about to be under siege by these sea people, and I'm trying to protect your establishment.
How's my sugar plum Wilbur doing?
Well, how are you doing, Wilbur?
Wilbur's out the door with Mordecai right now, so...
Well,
Yep.
Wilbur's doing fine. Wilbur's doing just fine.
Maybe a little wet right now.
I had to sail him to shore since my ship went on the route.
Come on, Wilbur. Let's go walk around and actively listen around town.
Just kind of looks at you. Check out that token, man, with the pirate hat on there. It's just too good.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wilbur. You come and you listen with me, and I'll buy you a beer.
All right, so Killian, what would you like to do? You're drinking an ale at Mamalotti's. Also, Agnes, what about you?
I'm going to finish my drink, and then I'm going to come outside and head to the large shack to the west of Mamalotti's.
Okay, Mamalotti, she does tell you if...
Oh, you big young strapping brute. Just stop on by any time. Captain Tom will tell you we like to take care of everyone in town. Ain't that right, Sugar?
Aye, that's true. I've told him of your establishment. It's a very fine place.
Out of character, I don't think you've told him everything.
No, it
Haven't
sounds
did
like
what?
the best little whorehouse in Oman right
At
now.
least they don't sell seagull. That's a good thing. No seagull
sea
buffet.
chicken?
Yeah, it's the chicken of the sea. I went back and I watched that last week, and I laughed when I just lost it. I saw a bunch of spit flying out of my mouth and everything when I started laughing. It was crazy. All right, so you guys, where would you guys like to go next?
I think me and Vance were gonna go to the crazy man shack,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, crazy
I forgot his name.
Sazu. Yeah,
Sazu.
yeah, Sazu.
So
All right, so
I'll
we'll,
ask Agnes, would you care to accompany me and see if we can find any information ourselves?
I would love to.
okay, so we'll come back to you guys. Mordecai, you are with you're with the owlbear. I mean, you're with a bipedal owlbear with a pirate hat on walking around Gastron's Point. And everybody, there's several, not everybody, but several people do kind of nod to you and nod to the owlbear. And, Wilbur's just going, "Arr, arr," kind of waving his bear claw / flipper around, Doing the old, what is it, what do they call that wave? The princess wave, whatever it is?
Wilbur.
Miss America wave.
Hey, Wilbur,
The parade wave.
Try to act inconspicuous, man.
Smile and wave. Smile and wave.
So is there anywhere any place that you would like to go? I mean, what path are you actually traveling there, Mordecai?
Okay.
Because
I'm going this way.
Wilbur's basically just following you.
Did you see that arrow?
Sure. Yeah, you see, as you do see Mamalotti's, and you see everybody else head into Mamalotti's. You also see that there is an establishment with a big old hanging sign out front that says, "Come on in." That is the big building where, basically where Killian is now. And as you move down a little bit more, you do notice that there is a huge, massive shell, like a big old oyster shell, that's sitting outside of this other establishment, which is right here. And I'll ping the map for you. And on this shell is painted in common, runny white letters. It says the Blue Oyster.
You don't want to go in there. That's a cult building.
Actually, out of character, the Blue Oyster is probably the best drinking establishment here in Gastron's Point. There are several.
Out of character. Isn't that where they went in Police Academy, the gay bar?
The Blue Oyster Bar, yes. This is just called the Blue Oyster. I'm trying to get sea themes, and hey, guys, I love corny names. You guys know that already, and it's not like I have the Hallow Griffin or come on, let's have some fun with this. It's the Blue Oyster.
So
Come on, Wilbur.
I mean,
No
Dirty
complaints.
Cackles. I mean, that's a great name. Or Chum
So
Bucket.
with me being the captain and have been to this town multiple times, where would my, I guess, informants generally be? I mean, we're going to go visit the crazy guy because I think he'll have a good thing to say. But where would my, local rumors guys hang out?
Well, Mamalotti's was where you frequented a lot. And Mamalotti's actually was an inn at one point. But, now there is another inn here. And there's also another drinking establishment. So the place is actually, it is getting a little bit larger. Now that they've added a small little temple where people can go in and worship. So yeah, I mean, there is quite a bit here now. The last time that you've been here, it's actually grown. I mean, you've been delivering supplies and whatnot, but when Gastron's first started getting a little bit bigger, basically Mamalotti's was the place to go.
All right, then.
So, Mordecai is going to the Blue Oyster Club.
Yeah, I think I may go check that out.
It's not the Blue Oyster Club, it's just the Blue Oyster.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You degenerates.
No, you're not. That's why you keep bringing it up.
I'll go ahead and tell before Mordecai heads off with Wilbur. Mordecai, just so you know, Wilbur can be very, very useful in negotiations. If people aren't talking, just give Wilbur a tap on the shoulder and he'll make them talk.
I'd talk too
Okay,
if I
Captain.
saw a rogue trailed by an owlbear.
I mean, when do you see an owlbear walking through a town in the first place? It would be like in the Forgotten Realms seeing a minotaur or a bugbear walking around.
Okay, Captain.
Okay, so
And I'm going to go check out this Blue Oyster place.
you walk into the Blue Oyster. There's probably about a dozen tables, and there are people appearing to drinking. It seems like everything is wine in here, because you would be noticing your surroundings. Being a rogue of your type of your type of job description, so you would notice things, and you notice that they're all drinking wine in this establishment.
Okay. Wilbur, you want to sit down and have a glass?
He's basically telling you, yeah, and then he basically holds up his empty coin purse because he lost all his money already. Remember that there, Vance Longshank? So, yeah, he's basically hinting to you that you're going to need to pay.
I got you covered, buddy.
Wow.
I'm going to order us both
Yeah,
up
since
one.
somebody won all his gold.
Yep, someone did. Okay, so you tells you just to sit down, and you go right on in. Wilbur's with you. You see, he sits on with you, and a elf, probably middle-aged. She appears to be groomed very well. Well, usually all elves are. And she sits you down, and she brings you a couple glasses of wine, and you can actually smell the sweetness as you kind of take a sip, and it's definitely of an elvish quality. And she asks you if you're new here to Gastron's Point, and are you just passing through, and what merchant ship are you from?
We're passing through doing some business for the Royal Navy.
Oh, what type of business?
Well, we've been sent over here to take a look around the island and map and see if we can figure out what it is that's plaguing your town here and what it is that's making the island get larger.
No, I don't know any of that. When I invested into Gastron's Point, we were promised a lot more than what we've gotten. As you can see here, I have about a 20 by 15 foot building. I was promised something much larger in scale. So I tend to stay out of the affairs because not only myself but all of the other proprietors in the town, we just have not gotten our end of the bargain, and we're told that it will excuse me, it will happen eventually, but for now we just need to basically hang tight. But as you can see, Gastron's Point isn't. It's not a pleasure spot where everyone in the Dragon Empire comes to. This is a very slow operating process.
Well, I understand you all are having trouble with your water. What's wrong with the water?
We have for about 4 months now. The water's just not. It's just not clean anymore. We just can't drink it anymore.
Well, where were you getting it from? Where's your main water source?
There's a freshwater pool out back that we could get our water from, no problem. But and especially being so close to the shore, it's just not drinkable anymore. But at one point, several months back, it was.
As in, it has a foul smell. It has.
No, it's just
taste.
salty now. It's undrinkable. It's salty. It's salty like the Midland Sea.
I see.
But yet, it is separate from the sea. And before, for the 4 years that I've been here, it was always a fresh, clean. It was actually a very nice, cool water. You could use it to cook, clean, drink, and it was a fresh water. Now we have to have merchant ships bring us barrels of water.
We came in town aboard the Emerald Queen.
Ah, the Emerald Queen. I've heard of that ship.
That's the flagship of the Archmage's Navy.
I would probably suppose that those type of seafarers would probably hang out probably at old Mamalotti's or maybe even the Oozing Eye Tavern down the ramp there, where all of the bar brawls and fights usually happen.
I have a little more refined taste.
Well, then the Blue Oyster is right up your alley.
So, what can you tell me about town and what's right outside of town in our nearby vicinity?
There, she kind of chuckles. She says, well, if you're looking for a great vacation spot, you're in the wrong place, because right outside of our wall that basically encompasses Gastron's Point, there is nothing but jungle and these savage animals that try to kill us. These walking fishmen. In fact, we just had an attack some 30, 45 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate the information, and I appreciate the drink. What would you charge me to go ahead and fill up my wine flask while I'm here?
Well, it depends if you want the good stuff or if you just want something to get by. Take a nip once in a while.
I'm a particular fan of Elvish wine.
And that's about all I serve. That is my heritage, and I also like to make wine as well. And she points over to the wall, and you can see all kinds of distilleries on the wall. And she says, "It will be 1 gold to fill up your flask. Not with the best house stuff, but you'll like this nonetheless."
What is it for your best?
It will be about 3 gold for an entire water skin.
Done.
Okay, and she's grateful. She thanks you several times and lets you taste several samples of the distillery as well.
Can I, wait a minute, 1 second. I want to try something here, Dave, but I have to check my character sheet.
Sure. Yeah, Gastron's Point's in pretty bad shape, everybody. It's not coming along as they thought it was going to be coming, as a tourist destination or a place for the Imperial Armada and Army to come to and everyone. They were going to build a large city, but it just never came to fruition. Not yet, anyways.
I want to use a persuasion check.
Okay, and what would you like to do?
What I would like to do is I want to see if I can persuade her to let me have the wine for 2 gold.
She just kind of chuckles at you. What is your go ahead and roll. I'm gonna go ahead and do a roll as well.
And as I do, I'm going to look at it and say, it would really help us on our adventure if you would be ever so kind to let us fill this flask up for 2 gold. And then I'm going to say, would you consider doing that for some adventurers who are trying desperately to help your island?
Sure, I'll let it go this once.
I'm going to look at her kindly and say, thank you so much.
No problem.
With my eyebrows.
But anytime you want to work deals, ask before I put my product into your water skin, please. And she hands you the water skin. She says next time, ask before I put my product into your water skin.
Mm.
And she hands you the water skin. Okay.
I give her the gold.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright, so what about everyone else? Agnes, Killian, Vance, Captain Tom?
I think Agnes and Killian were going into this building next door to the left of 3, yeah.
Yeah, to the large one here.
Yeah, and we were headed to the
Sazu.
Yeah,
Sazu.
Kazoo or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Oh, come on in, man. Come on in.
So I'll walk in and just kind of take a look around the place and see what all's going on.
This is basically The only inn on the island. Come on in.
That was the name. Okay.
That's it. Come on in. It says, come on, INN. Come on in. Just like the individual. Okay, so as you can see, I ponder these names for hours upon hours and just lose sleep over this. All right,
Intense deliberation.
as you walk into the inn, I mean, for what it is, it's a rundown shanty, just like all of these other buildings in Gastron's Point. And it, for what it is, it's nice. It definitely looks like it's a two-story establishment. This is, like I said, it's the only basically two-story establishment. It looks like it was just added on, and as you walk in, looks like a family couple. Looks like they're running this place, and they greet you. One of them wants to take your bag and put it on a shelf over against the wall, and they introduce themselves as Haywood and Jablomi. So Haywood and his wife Ja are the proprietors of the Come On In.
Okay, before we go, are you proud of those names?
No, I was just
Seriously.
kidding on the blow me
Okay,
part.
I've
but
already written
Haywood
that
and
down,
Ja.
so
Yes.
it's not Jablomi?
It's Haywood and Ja. Jah is her name. That is his wife. He introduces himself as Haywood and his wife Ja. And I was kidding about the blow me part.
He does this because he knows I don't like puns.
I
The punishment is real.
I wanted to see if you guys actually noticed what I was saying. So, I mean, it is a nice place. The rooms you can buy by the week, you can buy by the month, and there's also a sign that's like a, I guess like a little message board that's on the front desk, and it says shanty for sale as well. It says location blah 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 here in within Gastron's Point. So Haywood and y'all they have a dining area. Your room and board will be taken care of with meals and common drink, like water and whatnot. So if you can get milks for breakfasts, for your breakfast. You can get ale for dinner, but anything other harder than that, then basically it's going to go on your bill because it is expensive.
Well, it all has to be imported.
Everything does, even the water now, which is the unfortunate part about it. But yes, Haywood and Ja.
So I'll look at them and say, good evening, or what time of day is it actually?
It is getting close to eve. Actually, it is. The sun was just starting to go down a little bit. You guys have been looking around for probably a couple hours now in Gastron's Point.
Okay.
So it's
I'll
early
greet them and
dusk
say,
right now.
Good evening to you, sir.
Hey, he welcomes you. Welcome to my inn. Welcome to our inn. And he kind of looks over at his wife and introduces himself as I'm Haywood, and this is my wife Ya.
And I'm Killian, and my
And they're humans.
companion here is Agnes.
All right. Now he tells you, are you going to be staying in Gastron's Point for some time, or are you on a ship that's just coming into shore?
We just came in on the Emerald Queen. We've been contracted by the Archmage to map the island.
The Archmage? Wow, that's a prestigious job. Anything
I've
that
been
deals
told
with the Archmage, you must be a high priority.
Well, I've been told that the island expansion to the northward has been interfering with the shipping lane, so we've been contracted, myself and several others have been contracted to help map the new landmass.
The land has grown quite a bit. since my wife and I have come here. We've been here almost 6 years. Although we did have a smaller establishment which we are trying to sell, the shanty now. We sold it to another individual, and he's having a problem selling it. So we're just trying to help him sell it. So that's why we've got our little sign up. So if you're staying for a while, you may want to invest in this beautiful seaside property. And he kind of chuckles about it. Thanks, Manta, for the follow. Appreciate it.
What type of problems has he been having with it?
No, it's just not. It's not like this is the destination that we all thought it would be. So I picked this place up for rather cheap, and I have an agreement with Mamalotti next door, where I would be the sole proprietor for running an inn, and she does her thing over there, and I don't care what she does. I'm a family man, so I don't want anything to do with that.
I can say that this definitely does not seem like a place one would come for relaxation. Our greeting was actually quite rough.
Well, you must have been involved with the skirmish outside several hours back. Yeah,
we were.
These fishmen are somebody called them a Sahuagin. They've been attacking us for the last couple months. Not all the time, but on occasion. And it happened ever since we started trading with the other natives of the island. We would trade with them and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, we just started getting attacked by the other Sahuagins, and it's just been a mess. And now that we have no water, I'm guessing they don't have any water, because sometimes they will bring carts into the town and they will take barrels of water out. So it's just, and plus, not only myself, I have to order this and I have to purchase this, but all of the other establishments do as well, just because there's no more water. And I'm sure you can ask anyone here in Gastron's Point, and they'll tell you the same thing.
Well, did you have some sort of water supply before? Seems a settlement of this size would have had quite a sizable water supply.
Right out back, right off the dock. I mean, you could go right out back, take a nice, get a nice cleaning out back. The water was great. There's a couple separate little pools out there you could clean up. There's a pool to drink out of, and it's just all gone now. It's all this salty brackish. It's like it's mixed with the seawater now.
Was there a large wave that came in, or was this something else?
We get no storms. We haven't had storms for years and years and years here in Gastron's Point. The storm subsided before I got to Gastron's Point, so no, there just isn't. There's no tides anymore. Very, very small tides.
Do you think that possibly the aggressor of the two groups of Sahuagin could possibly be fouling the water source somehow?
It possibly could be. That's one thing that we just do not know. It could be, but I know that I have heard and I have actually seen. I was helping put out several of the roofs that had caught on fire from these net type of devices or spears that they were throwing into our rooftops, and I did notice that several of these creatures were fighting the other creatures, and I did notice that the creatures that they were fighting had red markings on them.
And those were the same ones that we were fighting as well, the ones with the red markings?
Yes. Yeah, they did have red markings. And Vance was the one that, he was the one who saw the other Sahuagin that had the white markings. They were fighting off the red markings.
Yeah, and I know of the red ones you speak of. We had a slightly rough go getting ashore with them, but they were dispatched.
So how long are you here for? Do you need a room? Do you need a place to stay? Do you need a bed?
Need a room. I will need to consult with the rest of our group before we return.
Okay. I also have a really nice lockbox down in my basement. It's a very shallow basement, but if you have any kind of valuables, feel free. You can lock them up here and not have to, feel like your stuff isn't safe.
Very well. We will take our leave for now and should most likely return later.
All right. Well, I run the in portion of the business. My wife runs the eatery and tavern, so you guys are more than welcome to. If you do decide to stay here at the inn, like I said, your food and everything will be taken care of.
Very well. We will return possibly shortly.
Okay.
I extend my hand to shake theirs before we leave.
Okay. He shakes your hand. This is well met.
Dave, I'm going to step away for just a second.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, Vance, Captain Tom.
As we're walking by, I want to kind of notice what these other shops are, but I don't really want to stop because this is kind of priority. But I do just kind of want to look and see what they are.
Okay. So, I see you've walked up the alley here. So, over here, the first building on the right, that is basically, there's a picture of like a loaf of bread, and on the sign it says pinch a loaf, and that's on Scarlett's just shaking her head.
Damn it, Dave!
You said it's a bread place?
It is yeah,
It has a picture of a bread.
yeah, it is a picture of a loaf of bread, and it is called pinch a loaf.
Okay.
On the left hand side, that is the market that you passed by that had the baskets out front. Over here, the next building on the right is called the Crab Shack, and there's a couple tables outside. There's one of the guards looks like he's having lunch here, and that is this establishment here. For a nice little quiet place that gets hardly any traffic, they've got quite an assortment of storefronts. Now, over to the left, there's also a couple other tables and a couple guys leaning up against the front. It's called the Oozing Eye Tavern. And that's this place here. Now, over here is a picture of, it looks like a couple herbs kind of cross with one another, and it says Sazu's Remedies, and that's this establishment here.
Okay.
Now, right next to Sazu's is an establishment that has a little, not even really a sign. It's just painted on there, and it says Chug a Lug. And you can see there is a window, and it looks like there's all kinds of, not all kinds, but you can see there's a half-orc running around with a peg leg, much like yourself. And he's walking around in there, and it looks like he's got all kinds of, looks like glass vials on the shelves, some other baskets, small little plants growing all over the place, and that's called Chug-a-Lug. Without going inside, that's all the information that I'm going to give you from looking in the window. Now, across from this place, which is number 7 on your map, it looks abandoned, and there's a sign on the front that says "Small Shack for Sale." And see Sazu for any information for inquiring.
Alright. So, me and the captain are gonna go inside Sazu's, I assume. What do you say, Captain?
I think that sounds mighty fine.
I check the door, stroll on in.
Am I familiar with Sazu? Do I know this guy, or is he a new addition?
No, he's a new addition. He's a new addition, Captain Flint. So basically, you walk in. There's a kid. Looks like he scraped up his elbow. You know, it looks like this Sazu. You know, possibly it could be Sazu. He's kind of looks like he's cleaning a wound a little bit and taking some kind of ointment or some kind of remedy that he's concocted and kind of lathering it up on the kid and kind of wrapping him up with a band-aid, and then he tells him to get lost, and the kid basically flies out of the store. And he says, what can I help you with? Are you feeling sick today?
Not in the least, sir. Me and my friend here, my name is Vance, by the way, and
well met, Vince. I was hoping it wasn't another case of the white ghost shivers that's been happening lately.
Oh, God forbid. But yes, me and my friend Captain Flint here had heard some about
Captain Flint, as in
the very same.
Ooh, as in the Captain Flint that is the captain of the whole Navy, the whole Armada. That Captain Flint? Or
Aye,
another
it's
one?
I.
Well met. It's an honor to be in your presence, sir.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm here on official business for the Archmage, and I was hoping that perhaps you might be able to help me with a few things.
Well, whatever you need. And you can look throughout a store, and he's got, baskets with herbs and plants growing and whatnot in here also. And, it just depends on what you want. He says he can fix you up. If you get that white ghost shivers, just come and see me. I've got quite the remedy for it. I've perfected it over the last month. Those crabs, they keep biting the kids, and I'm afraid this kid that just ran out of here is probably going to come down with it, and I'll probably see him again in a couple more days.
Aye, that's terrible news. But I'm not here for any sort of remedy. I'm here for information from you.
What kind of information? I'll try to give you anything that you need. As long as I know, I'll give it to you.
Well, first off, tell me about that house across the way. I noticed you were selling it or something.
Yes. I bought it from bought it from Haywood and his wife. That used to be their small little eatery. And I purchased it from them for a good price, and was gonna put a little bit of work into it, but it's not like times are pleasant around here, so I've been sitting on it for quite a few months, and I'm wanting to sell it. Would you like to take a look at it?
I would.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
He runs over to a couple hooks on the wall, and he grabs a nice long skeleton key, and he goes, follow me, I'll show you, gents. And he goes over and he goes, I'm only looking for 300 gold for the shanty. I'm only looking for 300 gold. It's a steal. It could be an investment, because once Gastrons does grow, the possibilities could be endless, and you could probably prosper. But times are tough now, and it's all about the now, and I need to buy supplies and water and whatnot, and most of the families around here can't afford to pay for my curings and all of my other special mixtures and sauces I create. So I have to do what I have to do,
Well, let us have a look at the place before we go to discuss the price.
Sure. So as you walk over to the place, and the windows are definitely dirty, dusty. Several of the tiles of the roof are kind of almost looking like they want to slide off. He gets the key. Doesn't look like it takes much. The door almost kind of just flies open anyway. And you go inside, and it has a very stale type of smell to it. Sort of like a like a musk smell that it just hasn't really had anything done with it for a long time.
But she's a beaut, though. She's definitely a beaut with a little bit of tender, loving care and a little bit of elbow grease. She'll clean up quite nicely.
Oh dear. A lot more than a little elbow grease, I should think, is in order for this place, sir.
Well, there's two of you, so well, I don't know if the captain will be cleaning, but are you his henchman?
Good heavens, no. I'm just a companion of his, shall we say.
So you're in the Navy too, huh?
No, not in the least. But I am interested in a piece of property here, but this price of yours seems a little extravagant for what I see before me.
Well, I'm breaking even on it, so I'll take the 300, and I cannot go any lower.
So that's a firm price you have there.
Well, if you'd like to give me some kind of... What would you like to do? Would you like to try to barter me down? Or it sounds like you are.
I actually wouldn't mind a piece of property here. Oceanfront view and all that.
Oh, the best. It's a beautiful place, Gastron's Point.
I couldn't possibly swing more than 200 gold, and I don't think that I'm getting a good bargain even at that price, I dare say.
Oh, but well, whatever you do, I don't know what your profession is, but I do see you must be a performer of some kind.
After a fashion, yes.
Surely, I'm sure a performer has plenty of coin on him. I'm sure you have
plenty of coin is not the issue, sir. It's value for purchase is the issue.
Value is lakefront property, seaside property. This is as good as it gets here in Gastron's, and it's really the only available piece of property in the entire Gastron's Point.
So
Except if you're
200 won't get it, then is what you're saying.
No, I'm afraid I can't go 200. I'd be losing too much at 200.
What about 250? That's top of the line. I know a lot about retail. I'll tell you this.
You think 250 is actually a good price?
I think 250 could be fair. We could fix it up, set up a base of operations.
With the captain's recommendation, I could possibly.
I like the captain.
250.
The captain's a smart man. You should listen to him more often. And what was your name again?
Vance Longstroke, sir.
Oh, Vance Longstroke. That's an interesting name. I'll tell you, since you're with the captain, and I've heard of the captain, I think he's a pretty swell guy. The stories that I've heard, and his men come to shore and patronize Gastron's Point. You got a deal, 250, and he sticks his hand out. 250 gold.
I kind of mumble underneath my breath as I drag out my coin pouch. So 225 is what you said, right? Make sure I heard you correctly.
I'm afraid no. I'm afraid I cannot hear you. That is 250.
All right. I slowly count out 225 gold and slide it in front of him.
You drive a hard bargain, troubadour.
All right. Are we done here?
Once our business here is concluded, I still have something else I'd like to ask you.
Yes, quite right.
Sure, Captain.
All right, I give the guy 225 gold, Dave. Is he going to give me some sort of bill?
Absolutely.
Deed or something?
I will give you a bill of sale, and we'll also I'll have to go over to the Midland Armada office. All of the sales and transactions are taken care of over there. So if you want to give me about 15-20 minutes, or I'll be back, and let me take care of this. And he kind of claps his hand a little bit. Oh, goody. And he heads back out and goes into his place of establishment.
I'll look at the captain. Well, what do you think? Have I been had here?
I don't know. I don't believe so, but I think this will be very useful to us. I don't think the man really could have... I don't think he made a very good deal. He probably lost some money on it.
I'm sure he probably did, but this is just a very squalid little hut.
Yeah, it is, but I've lived in worse places, and We really just need a place to operate out of.
Right. Okay. Okay. This is my place. You understand that, right?
Oh,
This
of
is
course.
our base.
No, you put up the coin. It's your place.
Right. I don't mind us congregating here, of course, and making our plans and so forth. But yeah, Captain,
Nice.
I guess we're gonna sit here and wait for this fellow to come back with my deed, and
I'd like to ask him what he knows about the Sahuagins and trading with them.
But do you
Because if we can,
remember hearing something about him summoning water or something a while ago? I seem to recall. Wasn't that what Lottie said?
I do.
I wonder if there's anything to that, or just like old Cankle Nick McGalley or whatever his name was. Is it just another
Cackle neck.
frenzied madman's fantasy or something?
Cackle neck. Unbelievable. All right, so you see him not run by, but walk past the front door, and he pokes his head in and says, "I'll be back, right back, Mr. Longshanks, or Mr. Longstroke. I'm sorry, I've got your bill of sale right here, and I'm just heading right over to the office to. Oh, goody, thank you so much for buying this." And he storms off.
Okay. Hurry along.
Oh, you peasant, hurry along. Okay, Mordecai, what about you? How was dinner, Mordecai?
I think I'm gonna holler at Wilbur, and we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna pull out my pipe, whip out some pipe weed, and what I'm basically doing is sitting and listening for conversations around me to hear what the town is talking about.
Okay. So, you can give me a streetwise check. Give me your streetwise check. And, this is going on now that the sun is actually starting to go down now. You see Killian, he goes into the inn. You see Agnes, she's with him. You see a couple people walking by. Actually, for the last couple hours since you've actually been here, you've been trying to, gain a little bit. Basically, everybody's just worried that these creatures are eventually going to basically really overtake and kill everyone that is here in Gastron's Point. It's basically just fear for their lives.
Okay. Wilbur, I think with it getting dark, that we may need to go and see if we can find the rest of our party.
Okay. Killian, Agnes, Killian.
I want to head over and see what this large, long structure is over farther west.
Okay, so you actually pass Mordecai and the owlbear. And
Hey guys, where y'all going?
Over this way and see what this larger building here is.
Yeah, we'll come with you.
all right, so this small little shanty here. It has the big blue oyster shell with white letters in common, calling itself the Blue Oyster. This establishment here, this really long building. There is a really nice official sign out. It's basically sticking into the ground with a long post coming up to the top of the walkway, and this is the Midland Armada office at Gastron's Point. And here is the key for you. The footnotes, I guess you could call it footnote 16, however you want to do it. But this is the Midland Armada office at Gastron's Point.
Okay. Gonna head in and see what's going on in here.
Well, when you go to walk in, the door's locked. It is. It looks like there's no lights on, and you're looking in there, and it looks like it's closed.
I suppose we'll have to come back here tomorrow then.
Yeah, it looks like this is definitely closed. Although it does look like there are some living quarters that are attached to this place. You know,
probably for the guards.
Quarters to the north. No, not for the guards. The guards basically stay to the north and into the keep. So, yeah, probably a couple of the hands that actually work here, possibly the employees.
Okay. In that case, I'll come back up here. Probably head up here to the northeast, past where this large section of boardwalk is.
Okay.
Dave, I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem, Mordecai.
I'm sure me and the captain see them come by about this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys hear them actually traveling by, because I'm sure you would probably have the door open or the
airing
window
out the
open.
place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the smell is getting a little better. You know, it's just musked
Neglected,
up.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Good evening, companions. Where are you off to in this late hour?
I'm heading up here to the north to see what else is here.
You find anything of interest in the rest of the town?
Well, I found the business offices for the Midland Armada here, as well as another large inn.
Oh, so we will have accommodations for the evening then. Or did you not get us a room?
I did not yet. I was coming to find everyone else to see if see what was going on.
Okay, all right. I bought a house, by the way, Killian. Why don't you and Agnes take the grand tour?
And as you're turning around, talking to Vance, you see that there are several people starting to congregate on this large platform, and it looks like there are several small families are basically cooking on little what appears to be, I guess they would be equivalent to grills, and over into this shack over here to the north, you see that there is a female that is pulling in several barrels of spears and like long 10-foot wooden poles, and you see the sign swinging that says Tasha's Sword and Board.
This 11 up here, Dave, that's just like the place where everybody's congregating.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much the the town square, basically. No pun intended, but I mean it is basically the town square.
I'm gonna walk while they go up there. I'm gonna go into. I can't remember whether it was 5 or 9, whichever one was the restaurant. I want to walk in there and try to talk to the owner real quick.
Yeah, sure. It's the Crab
Nine's
Shack
the
in
Crab Shack,
Shanty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I want to go. That's where my piece is, anyway.
Your
Sure.
piece.
Right. You walk in and you are greeted by a gentleman named Linpos. A gentleman as in a very stout halfling. And he introduces himself as Linpos Bentkettle.
Ahoy there, Limpos.
What can I do for you tonight? Are you staying here? Would you like a nice hot meal for tonight?
Perhaps I would. In fact, that sounds rather nice.
Well, we'll be having crab legs tonight. Just like the sign says.
Well, I will have a dinner here, but I did have something else that I wanted to ask you.
Sure. What can I do you for?
How long have you been here, about?
A couple of years now.
So you're aware of all the attacks that have been going on lately?
It's been happening quite often the last several months.
Can you tell me who it is in the town that trades with these Sahuagin?
Ah, absolutely. Probably the only general store that has any kind of pull, which would be Blister. Oh, Blister McCrackles. McCrackles General Store. It's up to the north. It's the big building. And he kind of points to the north, and you guys will find it. It's over in this other large cluster of buildings in the north. He says it's probably Blister.
Now, do you yourself know anything, any rumors you've heard about the Sahuagin or anything else, the reason behind these attacks?
Well, I would guess it would probably be for the water, whatever water we have and supplies. I mean, we do get ships. Usually every couple days we get a ship in. But as for the politics of that, I let the Master Sergeant deal with that. I've got enough trying to, I've got so many people coming to get crab legs every night. It's just I'm starting to run out. It's actually really hard to find as many crab legs as I need now.
I see. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll come back in an hour or so and have a meal here, but for now I'm gonna need to keep looking around.
So you're on a ship, I take it, right?
Oh yes, I'm in fact the captain.
Are you a fishing ship?
No, I'm the
I'm
captain
looking for
of the
a
Emerald
supplier.
Queen.
The Emerald Queen. I'm afraid I've never heard of it before. What is the Emerald Queen? Is it like a guideboat or?
The Emerald Queen is in fact the flagship of the Midland Armada, and I am its admiral.
Oh, wow. Fancy schmancy.
Oh no, none of that. I don't need any special accommodations. You asked and I told you the answer.
Ah, well, I was hoping you'd be a supplier that I could buy my crab legs from. And these parts, my crab traps just don't get too many anymore. I think I'm going to fish them out.
I am in charge of all the merchant ships that come along through here. I could perhaps supply you with a shipment of crab legs the next time we come around.
Wow, that's really nice of you, Captain. I try to buy my supplies. If we import or export anything through here, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude there, Captain or Admiral, but the Armada office has their hands in everything. They want a fee for this, they want a fee for that, and they're killing me. That's why I just try to catch my own. They can't charge me for catching my own.
I understand the position you're in. We'll see if we can't work something out later, you and I.
That would be great, Captain. What was your name again? Captain Chintzy? Who?
Captain Tom Flint.
Captain Tom Flint. He takes a piece of paper out of his, takes also like a black stick off of his ear and writes it down. All right, Captain Tom Flint. Wow, nice to meet you, sir. And he sticks his hand out and shakes your hand. And he says, "You come on back. I'll get you some crab legs tonight."
I will. Good to meet you too. And I'll step out after that and kind of.
Okay.
I'll go.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I'll go back with Vance and wait for Kazoo to come back with the deed to the property.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
Just kind of hanging out of the door, looking and waiting for my deed. But ho, Captain, anything of interest down that way?
Captain?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Anything of interest down that way? You just ran off a bit on your own. I was just wondering.
Oh, yes. I just went down to the crab shack, and the proprietor there seems to suggest that we go talk to McCrackle and his general store up north to find out more about the Sahuagin.
I do recall seeing you had a lot of goods destined for this McCrackle fellow on your boat.
Aye.
Very nice. I'm surprised you remembered that, Vance Longstroke.
I wrote it down, Dave.
Oh, very nice. Hey, I like that. I like to take notes on my play too.
Captain, what did the crabs look like there? Suitable for eating?
I think so. It seems to be possibly the best place to get food on Gastron's Point. He did say that he's having trouble catching crabs these days, and he may need to employ me to bring him a new shipment.
Oh, back to your privateering days, I see.
No, perhaps. Remember, I was a pirate first before I ever worked for any government.
Well, once we get this deed business finished, why don't me and you and whoever else we can manage to find go hit up this crab shack and get us some crab legs?
I think that sounds fine.
This crab shack. What about
That was the name of it, right?
Yeah, Killian and Agnes and Mordecai. What about you guys?
I'm gonna talk to the lady hauling in all the heavy artillery, as it were.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Says
drag
Tasha's sword and board. Mordecai.
why don't you go ahead and drag Wilbur up here with us?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Poor Wilbur been neglected. There he is. Thank you, Captain Tom. So yeah, you see this this stern, well built woman. You know, she looks like she can handle the sword, much like Agnes, and she's pulling in barrels rather easily. 10-foot wooden poles and a couple swords and a couple mannequins with armor on them. She's pulling all this stuff in for the night, and she's putting basically just putting a couple, sheets of wood onto the windows, I guess, so you can't really look in and whatnot. Just kind of boarding up for the night.
Good evening to you.
Well met. What can I do for you? Do you need something? Do you need a quick weapon? I am in the process of closing up for the day.
No, I'm not here for a weapon. I'm covered on that at the moment. However, I am looking for any information you might be able to possibly give us.
And what would this information be?
On the
well, drat. Looks like I'm 4 swords down. Man, every time these Sahuagin attack, I'm missing more and more weapons. I'm sorry. What were you saying again? I'm sorry. These people that live here in this town, just in this Gastron's Point, just take what they want. Anyways, I'm sorry. What were you saying? You were needing help with something.
Yes, my compatriots and I were here on a mapping expedition up to the north, and we came ashore into quite a bit of excitement with some of these red-marked Sahuagin. What seems to have angered them so much?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is sometimes I'll just hear, the bell ringing, and I'll start to see the guards running from, the forts out back here to the north, and all of a sudden, sometimes these Sahuagin, they'll scale the wall. Sometimes they'll actually punch a hole through it, and I don't know why they attack. But all I know is that we are bartering with these folk as well, and yet we give them weapons, we give them water, and they try to kill us with this. It honestly makes no sense to me. They get none of my steel. I will not trade with these people. Well, these things.
Why is it that some of them barter with the town, yet others try to destroy it? That seems to baffle me a little bit.
It baffles me as well. But I guess when you are dealing with the devil, they will try to slit your throat when you're not watching.
Yes, this lot did seem rather dangerous when we came ashore.
Why are you said you're here to map the island?
Yes, we've been contracted out by the Archmage. The island has apparently been expanding to the north, and it's been causing a lot of problems with the ship traffic in the middle of the sea.
So they say. I don't leave the confines of Gastrons. When I came here multiple years ago, it was a much safer place, and within the last couple years, we've had to erect a wall and whatnot. But when I first got here, we had no problems. We thought that we were perhaps the only inhabitants on the island. I mean, legend goes at one time the Lich King was on Omen, and he was basically forced from here from several of the other icons banded together and pushed him over to the west onto the necropolis. You're not going over to map that place either, are you? That's a death
Not
trap.
as far as I've been told.
Good for you. So you're just here to map the island, and that's it? You couldn't do it from a boat? And she's pulling in like the final barrel, the 10-foot wooden poles.
Well, from what I've been told, that not only has the island been expanding northwards, but there's also a new mountain range as well. So I'm assuming that is involved in our task as well.
Interesting. Well, I wish you luck. I don't have any supplies for cartography. If that's what you're looking for, I have steel, -4 swords, of course. That's just from today. But yeah, I'll get them back. She kind of rolls her eyes.
No, we're not looking for cartography equipment here as of yet. I can obviously see that your shop wouldn't have that, being a weaponsmith, but I may come by if I need bolts for my crossbow.
Well, yeah, if you need those, let me know. I usually carve the arrows myself, and I get the heads from Baldemir. He's Gastron's blacksmith. So whenever he's not working for the Imperial Army, he usually does some work for me. The only time I sell things are basically when the ships come to shore looking for supplies, and that's about it.
Very well. Well, I will leave you to finish your duties tonight, and we'll see what other information I can garner elsewhere. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Agnes, what say you? You've been pretty quiet. Is it all of my pun names?
Yes, it is, Dave.
I'll have to change some of them for you then, to even more punny names. No, I'm just kidding. Funny.
You're so punny.
I am. Would you like to do anything, Agnes?
Well, I offered her a tour of my manor house.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if
you
she
did.
took me up on that or not. You can certainly do with a woman's touch.
You're looking at the wrong one.
She's a brawler.
Yes, in her case, it
You
would be a
have
hammer.
more of a feminine touch than I do.
Oh my God!
You'll get no arguments out of me. Yeah. I'm not up for a brawl this evening.
Unbelievable! That was great. That was.
But what think you of my manner though? Honest opinions are welcome.
Have you gotten the bill of sale yet?
Still waiting for that damned Sazu or whatnot to come back with it. I've got the bill of sale, but I don't have the deed.
The office was closed as Killian and I went by.
Maybe he beat it to the
Government office hours.
He seemed to think that they were still open, unless the damned fools ran off with my money.
Vance, if we've been snookered, I'll personally take care of this man for you.
You gonna make him walk the plank, Captain?
I'm gonna take this place by squatting rights, if not.
Make him walk the plank.
I got something for him, that's for sure.
Right. Hopefully
Sazu does come back. It's about another 10 minutes. He does come back.
All right. Took you long enough, fellow.
I totally lost track of time, and Marge wasn't too happy. I actually had to knock on her window because the office was closed. It closes earlier in the day, and they they have these special hours because they're official workers of the Armada. So,
Right.
once it's past tea time, they like to go home. Oh, sorry, Captain.
Well, we all know how bureaucracies work, the captain included, and are no fans of it. But I assume you did get the paperwork.
I did.
notified or whatever.
I owe Marge big one for this one. So here's the bill, and you open it up, and it has a seal on it, an official Gastron's point seal on it, and you are hereby the owner of this piece of seaside property.
All right. Okay. Now it's time to find some carpenters and whatnot to fix this shack up a bit. But, Captain, please help me.
Wilbur says he sure will be able to find somebody, and he thinks you've made a fine purchase.
Oh,
With his money, nonetheless.
I feel somewhat assured now. What say you and Wilbur go and have some crabs with me? My treat, of course.
I will. Before, don't you think we should ask Kazoo
yes,
here?
yes. While we have the fellow and he's not running
That's
about government
that's
offices and
Sazu,
whatnot.
Captain.
Yes, Sazu.
Oh, I apologize. I've been thinking your name's Kazoo this whole time.
Okay. Yes,
Your beard's kind of falling off too, Captain. I'm sorry about that.
yes, Sazu, please stay a moment longer and suffer us to ask you.
You might want to get that trimmed a little bit, Captain.
I haven't trimmed me beard in 5 years.
It looks like it, Captain. But if you said something about crabs, you're going down to the crab shack. They've got the best crabs over there. Best crabs on the
why don't
island.
you treat us, since you've already had your way with my money pouch this evening?
Hey, well, you were just offering to buy everyone. I was fixing to tag along and try to
You
get
were
some
not
too.
included in that, everyone, sir. Just me and the captain and Wilbur here.
Oh, well,
You can come, but you're paying.
that's okay. I'm just gonna stay here, and I've got some more stuff I have to take care of. Business type of stuff.
Yeah,
Well-
I understand.
Before you leave, I do have one question for you. I've heard...
Yeah, Captain Chint. I thought that's what your name was anyway. I'm sorry about that. I'm just
I
a funny
understand.
guy. I'm sorry, Captain.
I've heard around town that you're known for conjuring water. Is that true?
Have you? Boy, I'm popular around Gastron's Point now. Yeah. I conjure a little bit of water once in a while. Not a whole lot. But I have been known to dabble with magic from time to time.
Impressive. Can you do this at any time, or does there have to be some sort of circumstances for you to be able to do
I'll
it?
drain my powers, but my magic, but I can conjure a little bit every day. Not too much. Enough for me to survive, and enough to make a little coin on the side once in a while.
Okay, all right. Nothing wrong with abusing your natural talents for gain. I see.
Sort of like 15 scrolls at level 1, right? Never mind, Willie. You didn't even get that, did you?
Yeah, I remember having a wizard with about 15 scrolls, which is totally legit. I mean, he didn't drop out of the air.
And so was conjuring water. Unbelievable.
Okay. Yeah, he's a water conjurer.
I do conjure water.
Fascinating. Yeah. What think you of these Sahuagin and all? Any opinions on that matter?
They're pretty vicious. I do know that. I do know that.
Did he trade with them, sir?
Well, what I've heard is, I don't know. I guess I can trust you. Yeah, I've heard a couple things as they're warring with each other as well. But one faction is not wanting to trade with us. The other faction is, and so I guess these creatures are at terms with one another as well. Over what?
Okay.
I have no clue. I think it's because they don't trust us, we don't trust them, and I guess the Reds, they call them the Reds, are pissed at the Whites because they're trading and the Reds don't want to. They want to kill us instead and take everything we have. But they're not going to get my water, let me tell you. And now they're not going to get my 225. No, they're not going to get my 250 gold.
No, it's 225. So
it's
I
250.
assure you, I counted it myself.
It was 250.
Oh my dear. Okay, but you said you've done some trading with these whites, as you call them.
Just water, yes.
Do you know perhaps where we could find some of them, or lead towards them or something?
Well, the Sahuagin, they just come to the town whenever they come
okay.
They come to the north gate. No, I'm not going out there. Are you crazy?
Around how often do they come into town to speak with you?
Usually every couple days or so. They were here today. Actually, they were here yesterday too.
Do you know the name of the one you trade with, or does he not have a name?
You know what? That's a good question, Tom Flynn. I'll make a couple names for you next week. But no, these Sahuagin, I don't call them by name. They don't call me by name. They just call me a conjurer, and then I conjure water for them and have it ready for them. But the thing is, I hope they drink it fast because it doesn't stay conjured for very long. But I guess
the joke's on them.
I guess they're drinking it up pretty quick because I haven't had any pissed off Sahuagin come back yet, wanting their money back for having an empty barrel.
Well, the reason we ask is because we'd be very interested in talking with some of these friendly Sahuagin to find out what exactly is going on here.
Well, they've been around for the last couple days. You might be able to probably catch them tomorrow.
Okay.
You could probably it's if they come back. I don't know. Maybe they'll try to kill us again tomorrow.
All right. So, Cap, I think we're done here. I guess he gives me the key to this place.
He gives you a ring of several. There's several closets inside that have skeleton keys as well.
Well, me and the captain, I escort the captain out, and I lock the door behind me, and what say we go get us a room for the evening, and then come back and eat some crabs.
You were showing someone around?
Well, get out of there, Agnes, before I lock you in.
Yeah, Mr. Longstroke, you're really getting a heck of a bargain here, because in a couple years, when this place is pristine property, you're gonna probably make a small fortune on this place, and then I'm gonna regret, which I actually am regretting selling it to you now.
Regret? Yes, I regret the extra 25 you appended on our agreed upon price.
We agreed on 250, sir. You accidentally counted 225, and then I called you out for the other 25.
Okay, all right.
Go get your crabs.
All right, Agnes. Step outside while I lock
Wouldn't be
the door.
surprised if he already has.
Oh, I assure you, I'm clean.
When he steps outside, I'm going to look at the guy and say, I would have gave you 300.
Oh, Mr. Longstroke, would you mind selling it back to me?
No, the name on the deed says Longstroke, and
that it does.
Indeed my deed.
That it does.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna make my way over to the.
Okay, I'll check it out, Marvin. Thank you very much. I did get it though.
No, the come on in.
I'll find a replacement for you this Saturday, bud. It is the come on in.
Is the would McCrackle's general store still be open?
No, not right now. Everything's pretty much, like
Yeah, that's what I
like
thought.
Tasha's sword and board, and it's pretty much dark. Everything is pretty much closing up.
Did you see my my message of what I wanted to do?
Nice. You want to stab long stroke in the back as he walks away for crabs. Okay, sure. Roll attack. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Sure, you can. Now, there's a couple tables outside of the outside of the crab shack that could possibly work.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
Or do you want to basically just kind of stroll around Gastron's Point and maybe catch up
Well,
later?
After we eat, I mean, I'm gonna sit down and eat and all that. But afterwards, I did want to kind of just walk around and see who was out and about after dark.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still going to the inn after we eat, get a room.
I think I may go to the crab shack with them.
I'm going to head back to the inn.
I guess me, Mordecai, Agnes, you gonna eat crabs?
Sure.
All right. An order for the lady, please.
Coming right up.
All right.
Hey, Wilbur, you want to go eat some of these crabs?
Yeah. Wilbur's here. He's here.
Well, buddy, we can see if he has some seagull. I'll ask him for you, okay?
You guys are amazing. All right, so you head over to the crab shack, and the halfling greets you again. He says,
So you are coming back for some crabs. Oh my gosh, there's a holy gosh, there's a whole flock of you guys. I don't know if I have enough crab legs for everyone.
That's okay, sir. Me and my friend here, if you have it, we actually are fans of seagull. Do you have any seagull?
Seagull? Are you kidding me? You eat those things?
They're delicious. Roast them, boil them, put them in a stew.
Ew, that's disgusting.
No, they're not. They're
Who
great
in
with
their
taters.
right mind would eat a seagull? There's like nothing on them.
Sir,
It would
You
be
better
like
be
eating
careful.
a prairie dog.
you better be careful before you insult my big friend here.
Or a
And I'm
gopher.
going to tap Wilbur on the shoulder.
"Oh my god."
No offense, no offense. You guys can have the best seat in the house. You want to sit inside, outside? Where do you want to sit?
What does the weather feel like? Is it
It's
pretty
nice and
enough
cool.
to eat
Yeah,
outside?
a nice breeze coming in off of the Midland Sea. Sure.
I'll take a table outside then.
Okay, cool. He'll put a couple tables together for everyone. All right, so Killian, you're going back to the inn?
Yeah, I'm
as,
gonna go
as
and-
Killian goes off, I tell him to make sure that there's enough rooms for everybody. See if you can snag some accommodations for everybody.
I will see what I can do, and I will come back here as soon as I can and let you know what I've
Much
managed to
obliged,
procure.
Killian. Thank you.
All right, so the
So-
tables get pushed together. Brings out some drinks for you. Starts bringing out several large plates of crabs and crab legs, and says that these things are starting to become pretty rare. Captain, I hope we can strike some kind of deal. That would be nice.
I think we might be able to. How many crabs do you need, say, per week?
Well, seeing that I probably get the most business, and plus all of the sailors, they usually come in and eat. Holy cow! I would say probably about 100 pounds, 200 pounds a week.
Oh, that's no problem at all. Have you seen the Emerald Queen?
I've heard of the Emerald Queen before. I know that there's been some guys. They actually ran up a tab here one time and said they were staying for a couple days, and I never saw them again.
That sounds like the crew of the Emerald Queen, all right. But what I'm getting at is that the boat is huge, and I'll be able to sneak in your cargo, no problem at all.
But didn't you say that you're the admiral? You said sneak in, as in,
And he gets real quiet.
are you really gonna sneak in, Crab?
I might be able to do that.
Well, gosh, I'll even forget about that dirty Cackles O'Malley's bill that he still owes me for.
Dear God,
You know the-
dirty Cackles.
Oh, so you know old Cackles.
Oh, I know Cackles. The man's insane.
He said that he was staying over here for several days as sort of like a vacation from the ship and never saw him again.
Yeah, he had a run-in with some snake people, and I don't know what he's doing. He's back aboard the ship now.
Yeah, he was talking about those crazy snake people. He said that they attacked a party and he was the only one that survived and everyone else died and his ship ran aground. I didn't care. I just wanted to get him out of here. And he just wouldn't kept going on, told me he didn't have any money, so that's when I just went ahead and fed him and shoved him off.
Quite a frightful ordeal that man went through.
Was it true, or was he pulling my leg?
I have
hate
no
to call him
idea.
a liar outright, but
Captain has no idea.
I really couldn't tell you. I've heard the man tell the same story, many, many times.
Was it your
I
ship,
have
Captain?
No idea.
Because he said the captain was a dingbat that ran the boat up on the rocks.
The Proud Mary was.
No, that was the Proud Mary.
That's right. He did say the Proud Mary, and you said you're the Emerald Queen, Captain, and the Admiral. So which one are you? Are you a captain or an admiral?
I'm the captain of the Emerald Queen, but the admiral of the Midland Armada.
That's tricky. I got you though. I got you.
But here's what we might be able to do. We'll talk about this more after I figure out what's going on this island. But I could charge you normal price, no royalty from the Armada, for, a few £100 of crab legs a week, and all I'd need is a small fee to ensure their delivery.
What kind of fee are we talking there, Captain? Or Admiral?
Well, what do you normally pay on royalties for a couple £100 of crab legs?
Well, can I speak freely there, Admiral, about your company? Well,
of course you can.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm getting raped. Old Marge over there, she's charging me I'm paying 50% more in fees just to have them delivered here from your ships. 50%. And I bought this property from the Midland Armada, and I'm the one getting screwed, and now I'm really getting screwed because I'm not getting what I promised, and now I got to pay 50% more for my crab legs. That's why I'm trying to get them here out in the old abandoned ship. But the old abandoned ship's about dried out. But supposedly there's a big nest down there. I don't know. There's a couple of the kids, they keep getting bit by these goddamn crabs, and everybody's getting sick and puking and everything else, and it's just a hassle. But they cook up good. You don't get sick after they're cooked. They're delicious.
All right, well, here's what we'll do. I'm willing to do this for you, and I'll only charge you 15% for their delivery from me. But here's what you're going to have to do to make this seem legit. You're going to have to order a small amount of crabs still through the company so they don't realize that you're no longer ordering crabs from them. Then I'll bring you your extra supply for only 15%, and we'll have no trouble at all.
No, that sounds mighty fine there, Captain/Admiral. I appreciate that.
Well, we'll do it. But let me get to the bottom of this here first, and we'll talk in a couple of weeks.
That sounds like a winner. Maybe you can get me some crabs or to last me. How long you plan on being here?
We'll be here for 2 weeks or so, maybe 3, before the ship comes back round.
So the ship's not out there right now. He's kind of looking out into the darkness. He doesn't. He's like, I don't see no ship out there. I see nothing but a bunch of darkness.
No, it's gone on its normal merchant route, but it'll be back in about 3 weeks.
Was
as
that
long
the
as
ship?
Crispy Pete doesn't run to ground, that is.
Oh well, hopefully not. Was that ship out there that was firing their big guns off earlier?
Yes, that was the ship.
Was it some big battle?
I don't think there was any battle. There might have been some sort of fish in the water, but Crispy Pete gets spooked easily and just fired off the cannons.
And this guy's running the ship while you're not there?
I don't have a very good crew. The ship runs on the back of me and Wilbur. Everybody else there can barely sail, but Crispy Pete's the best I've got.
Crispy Pete, he sounds like a cook.
He is a cook.
Oh boy.
But when you're faced with the option of Crispy Pete or Dirty Cackles O'Malley,
Oh.
you start thinking
Crispy
Crispy
Pete.
Pete looks a lot better, don't you?
Crispy Pete all the way, Captain. Unbelievable.
Crispy Pete can teach you a whole lot about how to cook seagull.
See? And who are you?
The name is Mordecai.
Mordecai, you really eat seagull, or are you pulling my chains?
Seagull's delicious.
Unbelievable.
It's the chicken of the sea.
I am an
All right,
upstanding citizen
let's
of
go ahead and
society,
take a break.
madam.
A Martha Stewart one, according to Agnes, at that.
Martha Stewart, yeah, that's right. I've got to do something about the drapes in this house. Dear heavens.
Or I've got to do something about the drapes in this prison cell. Either way.
I think Wilbur said that he was gonna help me fix up the place or something. Right. I
Wilbur's
follow you,
like the
Wilbur.
13th age Chewbacca. Come on now.
Right, we'll worry about the house later. As I'm eating my crabs, I'm wondering where the hell that Killian got off to, and if we're gonna have to sleep on the pier tonight.
Killian, you're back. You're back at the inn. You're back at. Come on in.
I'm going to walk up to the innkeep and ask if he has lodging available for 6.
Oh, for 6, you must want almost the entire top floor that I just added onto this place. You're needing all six of the rooms up top, huh?
Well, I'm sure a few of us could. I'm assuming these rooms are multiple occupancy. We do have one lady in the group as well as a captain, so I'm assuming he would want his own room and she would definitely require her own room.
Absolutely. He goes over to the wall, gets 6 keys, and says that'll be 10 gold for 1 week for all of you. And your meals will be included. Of course,
Okay,
by
I can
my
I can
beautiful
handle that.
wife.
So I'll go ahead and give him the gold.
You guys are going to get plenty of gold, so don't worry about this. You know, this is way out in the middle of nowhere, so prices are a little different out here. Some may be cheaper, some may be a little bit more. You'll find out sooner or later. All right, so you got 6 brand new rooms, basically. He even tells you, he even goes to tell you that they've only been, used several times. They usually don't get much traffic here, in Gastron's Point.
Very nice. I shall head back out and find my compatriots, and we will be back here soon.
Okay, thank you. And whenever you come in, we'll have your food ready for you and whatnot. Just as long as you're at an hour that's suitable to where just don't come back. Basically, he's telling you don't come back at midnight for dinner. Anyways, he asked if you're going to be staying for dinner tonight.
Found nourishment elsewhere this evening.
Nourishment?
Over at the Crab Shack.
That damn Crab Shack. That damn Crab Shack. Okay. Enjoy the crabs. That place is so busy all the time. And you can hear him wrecking ruckus and frickus and bitching about the damn Crab Shack. Alright, so you can head out. Alright, you guys are still here at the Crab Shack. Dirty Caco's O'Malley. That is just like the best party. That's the best pirate name ever, just about.
After I mean, we're gonna eat and everything, but like I said, after everybody's going back to the inn, I'm gonna hang out here and do what I messaged you about.
Sure. Sounds good. Yeah, as you guys are eating, sort of next door across the way, there's a couple guys come storming out. You see this over here at this building at the Oozing Eye Tavern. The Oozing Eye, the door flies open, wham, slams up against the shanty wall, and a couple guys come barreling out of this place, just tumbling and rolling, and they actually fall off of the actual dock itself down onto the ground below, falling about 5 feet, and these guys are just rumbling around and rolling, just rough and tumble, man, punching the crap out of each other, and kicking each other. When one's down, the other one's kicking them and getting back up, and it's just going back and forth. And you guys got a front row seat to that. And then a couple guards eventually come over and, hey, you two, Martin. They split up the guards, get them, and you can see that the guards are starting to take them back to the north. So you guys are, I guess you guys are just eating your crabs. Anybody? Anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up my crabs.
Busting crabs.
Got my little mallet.
They're
or whatever
good.
Utensils we have
They're
here.
good. Yeah. Man. Limpus comes out, the stout little halfling that he is, and he tells you, "Sorry, gentlemen, but I'm all out of crabs." You guys have ate probably 2 plates apiece anyway. But,
Wait, you said this was all you could eat?
It is. I've got some.
I didn't get all I could eat in crabs.
Look at
I
the
want my
crew
money
saying
back.
goodbye to Captain Tom Flint there.
All you
I
can eat
actually
also
take offense
means
to
you
the
also,
gentleman remark.
Oh, I'm sorry, madam. You're I'm sorry about that. I didn't see your red hair there. Sorry, it's dark outside. Dark outside. But yeah, it is all you can eat, and I truly apologize about that. But you guys have basically cleaned me out, and plus it's getting close to closing time.
I still haven't had all I can eat.
And what else?
yes, you have. All you could eat was all he had left.
What else would you like?
Seagull.
I cannot even believe and fathom that you even eat those damn things.
I'll tell you what. We're going to go out of town. And when we come back into town before we leave port, how about you throw me a nice hot roasted seagull dinner for me and my friend here on the house?
Where the hell am I going to get seagull? What do I do?
You're next to
Catch
the
him?
ocean. Figure it out. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You go get me some crabs and I'll put the special sauce on them, and you'll have the best crabs. You thought these crabs were good. I'll give you my wife's secret recipe.
That'll work. Deal.
You go down there and get you some crabs. See if you can find any crabs down there at the old abandoned ship. And I'll tell you what. You bring me some crabs. You bring enough crabs back, and we'll have crabs for everybody. And I'll even have my wife use her special recipe. The secret sauce. How's that? And I'll supply all the fixins and everything.
We'll get you some crabs.
All right.
Mordecai, do you know the first thing about crab fishing, son?
Well, I did catch crabs once.
Lord have mercy.
There's a soap for that.
Yeah.
I am quite sure Mordecai is unfamiliar with soap of any kind.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume at some point during this conversation I'm going to walk up and see the scuffle on the ground nearby.
Yeah, you see the tail end of it as the guards are basically hauling off two bar rats. Looks like they're taking them north, probably to the keep. You saw the castle; it protrudes over everything else, anyways. Not really a castle, but it's more like a two separate strongholds.
Those up north. I thought one of them
Yes.
was a church or something.
No, there is a temple, but no, those are actually both affiliated with the Imperial. One is a barrack.
We would have seen these anyway.
Yep.
Since you said they're above. Okay.
Yep. And then right
So I'll
past
walk up.
there is a wall. There's a walkway that they're sitting on. They're sitting on elevated plateaus, about another 20, 25 feet up in the air, to where they have a height advantage to any kind of like attack. So, but there's a wall about another 50 yards or so out to the north, and that basically is what protects the town. And the water is the other barrier for the other side.
Right.
Not that it works so well for fish people; they can just swim.
Yeah, well, also after the attack, you could see that there were several crews out there patching up several spots on the wall. There was a spot on the wall to the west. Mordecai, you would have seen this as you were kind of traveling on the western side of Gastron's Point, and then there was also to the east where you encountered a Sahuagin right out of the boat. There was another portion of the wall that was damaged, and several minutes after that, you saw crews. It looked like Imperial guards were going out to patch that part of the wall up as well.
I see Killian come back. Well, did you manage to get us a couple of rooms for the evening, Killian?
I'll take a seat and just plop 5 of the keys down on the table. I think I have it covered.
Oh, good show, man. Good show. I take a key. The
Yes.
most ostentatious.
Sword is mine. That's great.
Ostentatious looking one.
Unfortunately,
They're all about the
undead cannot be on Omen. Magic
Wilbur,
has
you
banned.
go ahead. I'll catch up with you a little later. Yes, it'll only be a while. I've got something I need to do.
Taking in the evening air, Captain?
Yes, I'm gonna see what I can find out from the less than savory types.
How diligent of you. After this, I believe I'm going to call it an evening myself.
He's going back over to Mamalotti's. You know he is. I'm just kidding.
I wonder how much of my gold they would demand. Certainly
Probably what's
they'll
left.
barter, unlike our Sazu friend.
Sazu bartered 50 gold off.
Yeah, I know he did. Ranting a little.
I know you are. Okay, so he brings out whatever he has left. Some fish, some other small crustacean. Little like clams on the shell, and you guys are done. He and his wife start to separate the tables and start cleaning out.
I
Start
asked him for
cleaning
the
off the
check
tables.
while he's getting everything cleaned up.
He says, "Tonight's on me, but just for tonight's on me. I'm sure the captain will probably come through with his end of the bargain. So
he is a man of honor. I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he probably will. So, and I will keep my mouth shut and not say anything at all, as I'm sure he will not either."
A good idea, I should think.
So I'm going to head back over to the inn and see if they're still cooking anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the inn by way of Lottie's.
All right.
I don't know what Wilbur is gonna do. Is he?
Okay. Wilbur's kind of hanging out with, I believe, with Mordecai. Mordecai's taken a liking to good old Wilbur.
All right. Well, I'm heading over to Lottie's, Mordecai. I don't know if you and Wilbur would care to join me, or if you want to make an early night of it.
Wilbur, why don't you go ahead and join him and go on over and I'm actually going to go hit the head for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
with Wilbur in tow, I make my way to Lottie's.
With Wilbur in tow. Can you just imagine hearing the captain screaming to shore? It looks like he's walking on water, and then all of a sudden your eyes kind of focus on the shore, and you can just see the owlbear's face just pushing like the front of the V of a boat hull, just pushing right through that water with the captain on
Oh, I
top.
thought the captain was riding on his shoulders.
And,
Or something.
no, he was basically just chugging it on in, man. It was unbelievable. All right.
Wilbur is multi-talented.
First, Killian, you get back to come on in, and there is some food left. There's not a whole lot. They really didn't prepare a lot because there just wasn't really a need for it. You know, most people in Gastron's Point visit the Crab Shack, so it's basically that's the place to hang out. And you know, it's like he was kind of bitching about that earlier, but you go and there's a little bit of food left, so you're able to get you know, whatever fill that you would need. So are you doing anything else there, Killian, or?
Currently, no. I'm just gonna eat and kind of watch the crowd.
I'm just waiting for you to say roll initiative, Dave. That's all I'm waiting for.
Bar fight. Yeah, pretty much.
Agnes, what about you?
She could go for a nightcap after a long day of
Whoa.
travel and kills.
Wow. So where's the nightcap? Is it going to be retiring to your room that you got from Killian, or?
She could come with. You could come with me over to Lottie's if you'd like.
The bar's fine.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
There's several places to drink. There is one that serves mostly wine. It is the Blue Oyster, and then there is a more unsavory place called the Oozing Eye Tavern. That is where you saw the two gentlemen break through the door, basically, and tumble around on the ground for a little bit. Those are basically the two inns that you have to choose from in town. But there is also one in Come On In, but it's basically just for the patrons of the inn itself.
Oh, the Oozing Eye does sound more her style.
What does?
Using
Yeah, unsavory.
Yeah, of course it would be. Okay, so you get over to locale number, that is actually where you were at. Very nice. Alright, so it looks like you're heading to the Oozing Eye. Now, what about Vance? You're heading to Mamalotti's, right? With anyone else? Or are you solo?
Wilbur's coming with me.
Wilbur does Wilbur go? I would say probably yes. I guess Wilbur would probably go. He's been at Mama Lottie's.
Lottie knows him, yeah.
He's been at the Wench and Toe several times. I mean, they
He's gonna
don't
be my
have.
wing-
It seems
my
he's taken a
wingman.
liking to elven wine.
Whatever, Wilbur.
Okay.
Before I walk away to go hit the head, I'm going to give Wilbur 3 gold pieces. I'm going to say, don't spend it all in one place.
Ooh. And then he storms off. Well, he doesn't storm off, but he kind of waddles off with Vance. Okay, so Captain Tom, whereabouts are you strolling? Strolling past the Oozing Eye?
Yes, but really, I mean, it's a relatively small town, so I just kind of wanted to pace up and down these docks at night and see if there was anybody that looked interesting to talk to.
There's several guys that are nearly passed out on the public platform, you know, in the literally, and I'm not no pun here, but the town square, you know, the big square deck there. There's a couple guys that are tilting back a couple bottles. And also, you also feel like you're being followed, Captain Flint.
Okay.
You
In
definitely.
that case, what I'm gonna do is I'm sort of gonna take this corner here and stand right about there and wait for whoever it is to walk up.
Okay. So as you do that, and I'm sorry, I see what you rolled as well. You actually see Mordecai standing off in the shadows, and you can tell that Mordecai is quite skilled in what he is doing, because you barely were able to see him blending into the shadows quite nicely.
Okay, so seeing that it's Mordecai, I'm going to continue as if I didn't notice him at all, and I'm going to walk over to one of the drunken guys. I guess if that's all who I see.
Yeah, there's a guy and there's a gal. There's actually the first male dwarf that you've actually seen on the island.
All right, I'll walk over to him. I'll just kind of say, "Ahoy there! How are you feeling, sir?"
Ah, is that the Admiral?
Aye, it's me. I'm the Admiral.
Oh man, he goes, Seaman Garth here, sir! And he gets up and salutes with the wrong hand and stands up, and he's teetering around and everything. And he goes, "What can I do, Captain? What can I do for you? Admiral, Captain, sir."
At ease, soldier. You're clearly a good man. I was wondering if you might be able to...
Captain.
Might you be able to help me with the problem I'm having here?
Anything for the Admiral of the Fleet. Just as soon as you get done fixing your beard, I'll help you out, sir.
I've had a lot of trouble with this beard.
I'm sorry. We got to get you some gum or something to get that thing. What can I help you with, Captain? You know, and he's still saluting you.
Oh, you can stand at ease. There's no need to do that. We're just talking as friends here.
Oh, wow. Absolutely, Captain.
You see, what was your name again?
My name's Garth, sir. Seaman Garth of the Proud Mary.
All right, Garth.
Dave said seaman.
I've got a problem here, and I'm sure you know what it is. These Sahuagin raiding the villages, taking the water, and they're causing a lot of strife for the Archmage, the Emperor, and I. I was wondering if you might be able to tell me anything you've heard, any sort of battle plans, any sort of encampments, any information that might be helpful to me in exterminating this problem.
Well, they do, Captain. I when I was aboard the Proud Mary and when the captain run us aground, we were surrounded by these Sahuagins, and there was a party that left, sir, and these poor bastards, as they left, we saw the Sahuagin leave their posts. They were just lining the entire shoreline, well, the tree line, and I think they killed everyone. Well, it wasn't a pretty sight, and they finally came to us, and if it wasn't for the ship, we got back onto the ship, and they started to fight us, and things just were a mess. And then all of a sudden, our captain, he swung down for the ramps. He was killing these Sahuagins left and right, and then we started chasing them into the jungle, and excuse me, Captain. All the stuff is, the sneaky Pete is just, it's rough tonight. But we followed them back into the jungle, and towards the center of the island, we saw that they had an encampment. It was actually a rather large encampment, and it looked well fortified. But along the way, we were killed by more of these Sahuagin, and we had to retreat. So I just can't give you any more information than that. Is they're towards the center of the island, Captain. I'm sorry. That's all. That's all that I know.
Oh, that's plenty. That's more than I've found out from anyone else. I'll tell you. You pointed me in the right direction. I'll ask you one more thing and then let you go.
Sure, Captain. Anything for the captain, the Admiral Captain.
You said it was fortified. About how well fortified? How many men do you think it would take to overrun that place?
Oh, I would probably say with the oh man, at least 2 ships worth of men, sir. There are just so many. And it's not that they were just at their fortification. I mean, they were everywhere in the jungle. We were surrounded. I'm lucky that I made it here. I'm still waiting for my orders for duty for another ship, sir. It's been several months now.
I understand. Well, we'll see what we can do about this problem, and I'll personally work on getting you orders to another ship.
Well,
in fact,
whoa, Captain, take your time there. I'm in no rush, but yeah, I'm sorry, Captain. Anything you can do, sir.
Whenever the Emerald Queen comes back in around 3 weeks, you're free to board her as part of the crew if you'd like.
Seaman Garth reporting for duty and permission to come aboard, sir. Captain Admiral.
Permission granted. That is when the ship actually gets here. As you were, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Captain.
All right, I'll kind of walk off. And is there any? You said was there anybody else that I saw?
There was a female there with him as well, but she was basically 3 sheets to the wind, and
Okay.
It looks like she was basically escorting him. She was kind of wrapped up
Gotcha.
in his arms and stuff.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I will still stroll around for probably another hour, walking around looking to see if there's anybody maybe, I mean, the population is only 120 people, so there's probably not a large, criminal underbelly here. But if there's anybody standing around in a street corner or something like that, I'd like to talk to them as well. But if not, I'll just go back to the inn.
Psst. You want to buy some watches?
I'm just kidding. No, there's really nothing else going on, man. After the sun goes down, basically, the guards start patrolling the walls. You can actually see that. There's definitely a large amount of, of these guards, the Imperial Guard, nonetheless. They're patrolling the walls. There's several walking through town. There's several walking, up and down the shore as well. You could see them walking as you were eating your crabs. So.
Okay. Then I'll just head back to the inn and rest for the night.
Yeah, Gastron's Point basically closes shop, man. As soon as that sun goes down, it's pretty much that's just about it. Except for the crab shack and the oozing eye and.
1 second, Dave. Before he goes back, Captain, pull your icon back where it was. Okay.
I think I was there. I can't.
Yeah. So what is the exact route that you would go to go back to the hotel?
I would probably just take this boardwalk here and go around back this way past where Wilbur's token is and head.
That route right there? Okay. So what I want to do is I want to move down to there. And when he gets there, I want to get the captain as he's coming into that range right there.
All right, give me another roll-off, please. Stealth, your stealth check, Mordecai,
Okay.
versus the captain's perception check. All right, he doesn't see you. He basically comes up on you, Mordecai.
Okay. So as he walks up on me, I'm going to step out of the shadows.
Okay. Yeah, you're actually kind of startled a little bit, Captain Flint. You're usually on your toes when it comes to these types of things.
Right. Yeah, I saw him the first time, but this time I definitely would have been surprised.
I'm going to say Captain Flint.
What is it, Mordecai? What's the meaning of this?
When you're in a town like this, you never can be too careful with as many unsavories as what it looks like running around town. Now, I know you're a pirate captain and all, but once again, it might be a good idea if you had somebody watching your back when you go out and you do these little nighttime escapades. Not Japanese, just watching your back.
I certainly appreciate it, Mordecai. I wasn't sure if anyone else was in the capacity to do such a thing.
Well, it never hurts to have an extra set of eyes.
Also, can you give me one more perception check, please, Captain Flint? You're so lucky. You as you take a step with your peg for your peg leg, you almost get it caught in a couple of the boards, but you're able to kind of rattle it free. I was gonna make you rip your peg leg off if you failed the perception check. But you Mordecai kind of stumbles a little bit, but he's like a cat, man. He's pretty good with that peg leg, but you see his peg leg kind of got twisted up between a couple of the boards that were not, really attached to its foundation.
All I'm saying is,
sorry,
Captain, if you're going to go out at night, make sure you have somebody with you.
I will. I'll take that into consideration.
We wouldn't want a high-profile figure such as yourself turning up missing, or even worse.
True, very true. I often forget that I do have a title associated with my name now.
You also see him lick his eyebrows. His tongue literally comes out of his mouth and slashes one eyebrow.
It goes up one side and then the other.
Well, that's an interesting trick. I didn't know that a human being could do that, but very good, very good.
Well, Captain, I'll tell you how it happened. When I was a kid, we were sailing up in the North Sea on the pirate ship that I used to live on. And one day I was out on the deck playing, and it was very bitter cold and snowing. And everything on the boat was just freezing and frigid cold. Well, right about that time, Captain Crud the Stinky hollered at his first mate to lick. He said, "Kick the main mast pole," getting him to drop the sail pole down. But I thought he said lick the main mast pole. And it had a metal fitting on it. And so my tongue got stuck to the metal fitting right before the guy kicked it. So I ended up suspended 30 feet in the air by my tongue for about 15 minutes. And it permanently stretched my tongue out long enough to where I can lick my forehead.
That is truly incredible. I'm not sure what to think about that, to be honest with you. All I know is that if I ever need to scare somebody, I just need you to sit behind me and lick your eyebrows while I try to talk some sense into them.
I like to picture it as being a fortunate accident.
Whatever you decide it is, it's definitely a skill.
And it's popular with the plump, salty lasses.
All right. I say we should head back to the inn for tonight.
So do you guys like the webcams? I love the webcams now, guys. I love it.
McCrackle's General Store. Because I think he'll have some answers we're looking
love
for
the webcams
that
now.
Even my good friend Garth didn't have.
We can certainly do that, Captain. I'm gonna head toward the inn.
Okay, so you guys get back. You guys get back to the inn. You guys are all. You have 6 rooms. Actually, everyone has rooms. Captain Tom, you and Wilbur, well, I'm sure we'll have no problem sharing a room with one another. So everybody gets back. There's a little bit of food left on the table. You guys can, dibble and dabble on it as you see fit. And you do not see the host or his wife at all.
Okay. I'm going to go in my room, lock the door, and I'm going to set up my belt. Is there a window in my room?
There is not. There's
Okay.
no windows in any of the rooms.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
was gonna
basically
say,
just another level that was built on top. And I mean, it really wasn't even built that efficiently, but they needed to get more rooms. They bought the kind of as Mamalotti told you, Captain Flint, Haywood gave her an offer she just couldn't refuse to get rid of her rooms for being an inn anyway.
I'm going to go in my room, lock the door, and set my bell trap.
Okay. So all six of your rooms are basically, there's a couple rooms in the corner. Basically, it's three rooms, and then in the middle there is one room where all six doors are, and there's also a large table up there that you guys will have at your disposal, too. So if you guys want to, I don't know if you guys want to congregate up top, because you guys basically, Haywood has given you the entire top floor, Killian. I mean, everything. There's one other small room up there, but it's basically just used for storage. And you guys have the entire floor to do whatever you want, Killian.
Well,
If everybody's there, we can kind of have a quick group meeting if people are still awake.
that'll...
Oh,
Yeah,
we lost.
I'm at Lottie's with the owlbear, I think, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Agnes,
Wilbur's my wingman.
Agnes, is there anything that you would like to do? You are at the oozing eye.
I'm just gonna have a couple ales. Just lean against the bar, seeing if there's anything conversations to listen in on, see if she can hear anything of what's going on.
You can tell that there's definitely a couple sailors, and another dwarf staggers into the oozing eye, and you do notice that you feel like you're kind of being watched. So why don't you give me a perception check? No, nice roll, clutch. So you're kind of glancing around the place. I mean, you're a bouncer, for Christ's sake. You're going to kind of want to scope out an area. So as you're looking around, you notice that up top in the rafters, you notice three sets of eyes looking down at you, and these appear to be little. I want to say they're little drakes. Just several feet long. Real long tail, and they're kind of just wrapped up in the rafters up there, right up above you, 10 feet above your head. There's no solid ceiling, because it was never finished. It's just the rafters and the roof actually over the rafters. But you can see three sets of eyes looking at you, and as you make eye contact with one of these, this drake kind of slides down from the rafters using its tail. And then, as it gets down to the bottom, it's still about, you're kind of looking up at it, it's looking at you, and you don't know what the hell to think of this. And all of a sudden, this thing kind of lets go, and then flops itself right on the table and just kind of looks at you.
Considering I have no idea what a drake is, I'm just gonna continue drinking,
Okay,
watching about.
give me a history check or maybe a nature check. Well, you do know this. You do know in your travels of, being a bouncer and being in a multitude of different alehouses across the Dragon Empire, you do recall hearing about an alehouse drake. And what a drake is like a little small miniature, dragon. And this thing is about 18 inches long to maybe 2 feet long, sitting up at you, and it has its mouth open, like it's kind of, begging you for food or maybe even ale. But you have heard in the past, some places do have alehouse drakes. And yes, Captain Flint, you most certainly do. Pretty interesting, huh?
Alright, well, once I get near the bottom of the ale, I just slide it over to it.
Well, this little drake, it makes a couple cute little sounds, wraps his tail around it, and then lifts the ale up and literally drinks the rest of the ale, and you can see some of it kind of spatters down the side of its mouth. Welcome back there, Longstroke.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the cams for some reason.
Welcome back.
It
Is it
took
working?
me refreshing a couple times and closing the window,
I had
reopening
to
the window.
refresh.
I finally have it back. Yeah, he like blinked out on my screen, and then I scroll up on the map. He's behind the map. Where he was.
Everything's 5x5 now, right?
I put Vance on
Yeah,
the
everything's good again.
dynamic lighting layer. Sorry.
Oh, seriously?
No, I didn't know. God, no. All right, so yeah, you have
I
a
didn't even think you could do
little
that.
alehouse drake. You thought that they were probably only myth, Agnes, but you have one. Lo and behold, you have one in front of you. Then the innkeep comes over and knocks it off of the table and says, "Leave the customers be!" and kind of pushes the thing, and it kind of makes a grunt sound and then scattles up the wall back up into the rafters.
I put my long sword on the bar and say, if I wanted it to go away, I would have made it go away myself.
All right. So,
Sassy.
yeah, she is. So the innkeeper, when you came in, there was a dragonborn, and the dragonborn these are rare to see throughout. You've only seen in your travels just a very few, but he is actually running and owning this tavern here in Gastron's Point. Void Traveler, thank you for the follow, Void Traveler. Stop, you're distracting me.
Sorry, dude. I'm ADHD.
It's alright. We're just going right to fucking combat from now on. As soon as we start. Alright, everybody. Right out the gate. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
Let's do it.
Rolling this.
Anything
This
else?
is not the 5th edition group. We're not bitching about combat.
No, I know that. Miss Scarlet, anything else?
Order one more ale for the road.
One for the road. Alright. He tells you that you need to bring my Stein back the next time you frequent. I've only got so many of these,
No, one
you
for the road
know.
means I'm going to sit there and I'm going to drink, and then after that one, I'm going to go.
Okay.
It's just a figure of speech.
Well, sometimes these characters around here in the town, they like to take off with my steins, and then I usually find them over in the town square. And sorry
I've
about
worked
the
in enough
drinks.
bars and brothels in my life to know better.
Ah, so you work, huh?
That I do.
Oh, well, I apologize about the
about the Drakes for pandering and trying to pull one over on you. I kind of feel sorry for the things. I brought them over from the mainland when I left the coast. They're not so bad once you get used to them. He's got one eye as well. You notice that he's keeping one of his eyes closed. Doesn't have an eye patch or anything. Just keeps his eye closed.
Does he need another?
All right, so you finish your last ale, and I guess you're heading back over to the inn.
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. So basically, as you're walking out, the dwarf he stumbles out also, and the barkeep, the Dragonborn, basically locks up behind you as you walk out. Puts a closed sign up, and you make your way back over to the inn. All right, so as you go up the stairs, you see there's a little bit of food still down there from dinner earlier, and you also know that you're more than welcome to take any of that. When you go up to the stairs, you have a key to your room, and there is Captain Flint and several of the others sitting out in this meeting area where all the doors are to your rooms. It's sort of like a what is that called?
Like a common area.
Yeah, like a palisade maybe, in the middle of an area. An indoor palisade.
A palisade was like a wall.
Yeah, well, yeah, 4 walls of doors is what I'm saying. Sort of like the middle. Stop it, Pathfinder.
A foyer.
You're messing me up.
It's fine. Okay, dude.
All right, so you guys are all in the presence of one another.
So, what is it that, did anyone find anything interesting? Any sort of information about the Sahuagin?
Well, I did talk to somebody over at the Blue Oyster. A very nice elven lady who did say that once you go outside of the walls of town, that these things are everywhere.
I see. I spoke to a man named Garth, who was actually one of my men, one of the Armada's men, and he gave me some good intelligence on where the actual fortified location is. He said there's a large encampment of these Sahuagin in the middle of the forest, and that he described it as would taking several ships worth of men to overrun it. So I'm not sure if he was exaggerating or what, but this sounds like a very, very serious problem. My suggestion would be that we try to stage a meeting sometime tomorrow or in the next couple of days with one of these friendly Sahuagin who's trading with the town and see what the deal is with these hostile ones.
I think that sounds to be a solid plan, but we need to go about this in a smart manner.
Yeah, some of them seem less than accommodating to the presence of this town on this island.
I think that a pure show of force may be a bad way to go here.
Oh, I totally agree. I believe that perhaps there could be a bargain made between the two tribes of Sahuagin, and we could perhaps broker that. However, we've got to do something to protect this town, whatever it takes.
Well, the weapons vendor mentioned something about there being 2 factions, one usually clad in red, the other in white. The Reds seem bent on nothing more than destruction, and she refuses to trade with any of them. They've been stealing her weapons and as they raid the town and causing general problems.
I'm fairly sure the Reds were the ones that we killed on the beach. Or at least they were part of them.
They were.
They were the ones wearing the red tribal type of paint, the war paint.
So they said that they come in town through the north. I think this is what we need to do. I think me and Vance should go to the north end of the wall and position ourselves at the north end of the wall tomorrow. As they come into town.
Speaking of the minstrel, where is he? I don't see him here.
I think he's at. Yes, I think he's at the. I can't remember the name of the place at the moment, but he's at the place that we went to first with Wilbur.
Yeah, it's Mamalotti's.
A place you've been to many times, Captain.
I know, and the place, the name just escapes me. This is very
early
like
onset Alzheimer's.
The best little whorehouse in Omen.
It's the wench and Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Wilbur there trying to get a piece of leg.
I think
That's coming, Sanders, for sure. Probably sooner than later. That's all I'm going to say.
Salvage enough goods here around town, or find enough goods to at least make it look like we're opening up some kind of a trading outpost in this establishment that Vance has purchased, that we may be able to get them in to talk to us on a trade. And we just need to find a way to funnel them that way when they come into town.
Well, I would certainly feel better if myself or Agnes were nearby, seeing as how you and Vance are more lightly equipped than either of us. Things might get a little rough if the wrong group comes in.
Well, I would certainly want you all nearby, but we don't want it to look like it's a military action or maneuver in the process of getting them there.
Aye, we want to seem friendly with these traders who seem to not really want to attack us. We want to utilize that and hopefully use them as a tactical advantage over the Reds. I know
I would like to point out that none of my gear looks anywhere near what the military uses. Just out of character, by the way.
What is in like
Tomorrow,
what the Imperials would look like, or?
Yeah, it is plate armor, but it bears no resemblance to the gear they're wearing. The shield obviously is nothing similar to what they're using. So,
About this time, I bust up in.
Oh no, we're not done with you yet, Vince. We're fixing to go over to Mamalotti's. I'm just waiting for.
I didn't want to bother you.
No, you're not. I'm sorry. That's the bad thing about doing multiple encounters at one time. You know, trying to take care of one to another. But oh no, we're not done with you yet, Vince. So I'm sorry, Captain Tom.
The only other thing I was gonna say was tomorrow I plan on immediately after I wake up taking Wilbur over to McCrackle's general store and speaking to that man about how to arrange a meeting with one of these friendly Sahuagin. Once that happens, I totally agree that you should proceed with your plan, and Wilbur and I, of course, will be waiting, perhaps under the floorboards or where have you, and just in case anything goes down.
well, I could accompany you and then possibly set up, like, stay near the shanty across the way from where we have this going, or there in the town square nearby.
I think the captain and I are the only ones that do not smoke.
Sure, I agree. And I'm done, so you can go ahead and...
Okay.
Proceed.
I think we will make the... once we see them in transit to the town, I can strike a torch on top of the wall in daylight. Nobody else might not pay any attention to that.
No, the guards won't see you at all up on the top of the wall striking a torch, waving it like, what's his name from Platoon? Guards wouldn't notice it at all. Yeah, Charlie Sheen, that's it, yeah.
That was Willem Dafoe that did. No, I can't
Well,
remember.
William Defoe is the one that died, and he had his hands up in the air. Such one of the best death scenes ever in any movie, man.
A great movie, period.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it though?
Vance, you are
Yes.
you are at Mamalotti's.
Yeah, me and a Wilbur.
Hey, Sugar,
Going
you're
to
back
the-
already.
Yes. The captain highly recommended your services. So me and my pal Wilbur here have come to see if we could partake.
Hey, Sugar.
And she kind of slaps the owlbear on the wing or the paw, the arm, whatever you want to call it. Paw slash wing
I
slash.
look at Wilbur and ask, so do any of these ladies or gentlemen strike your fancy there?
He kind of shakes his head no.
None whatsoever?
No.
All right. Well, how about a drink or something then? So I escort Wilbur to the bar.
All right. He takes his paws and starts drinking. Of course, missing his beak, and the tender of the bar is continuously refilling the stein of the owlbear.
I tell her, keep it coming for my friend here while I see what's on the menu elsewhere in here.
Mamalotti's got whatever you need, Sugar. What do you need tonight?
Some young nubile thing or something.
A nubile slave girl. I've got one. I'm just kidding. What do you want?
Okay. Something pleasing on the eyes. If you have anything in here.
She pulls one of her rolls over, and I'm actually going to use your icon relationship die on this, and she's really, really cute. Looks like you might. Seems like she's taken a liking to you.
How do you do, madam?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
What a lovely deep voice you have there.
I'm sorry, that was so fucking wrong. No, she sounds beautiful. She sounds like a sweet innocent girl.
Okay, so I'm a bit unfamiliar with the customary arrangements of these sorts of things. I'm sort of fresh off the boat. What does
Mamalotti tells
a
you
night
that
usually run around here?
Sugar, this is on me because you are a friend of the captain, and the captain always takes care of us.
Friend of the captain.
Whenever the Emerald Queen comes into docking harbor, several thousand clicks off of shore, the men usually come in and patronize Mama.
I hate to dine and dash. I'll pay for a second, girl.
So,
how about that?
Oh, big spender. So she says, "Why, sure, Sugar." So she pulls over, and this girl has a twin. So a twin comes over for you. So that's part of your part of your icon relationship night. Not your stereotypical type of icon relationship die, but seeing that the night is getting pretty late, why don't you give me a D20 and add D20 plus 10? We'll see how she looks. Just a flat D20 plus 10. There you go. Quite striking, Vance Longstroke.
All right. And I asked the madam how much coin this is going to run me. The first one was
girl,
free,
and
I take it. But
a little bit on the house from me as well. A little party favor,
and she goes to a sort of like a box, a really fancy, beautifully etched box, and she pulls out a small bag as well, and she says that this is to help you relax for the night. And she says, you cannot leave here. You cannot leave until the morning. That is the stipulation. She goes, and my
That's
girls,
fine by me.
my girls do not leave either, sugar. And she puts her hand right on yours and says, they do not leave the premises, sugar.
Okay. Very well, very well.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
I assume we go off.
got a beautiful set of twins going
Couple
up
of twins,
to
yeah.
going up to your room. Night goes by for you, morning's for you, so we'll go back to the others. Everybody else, Killian, Mordecai, Captain, and Agnes, what about you guys? Anything else before you are turning in for the evening? Old Vance is not showing, unfortunately for you guys. He's at Mamalotti's.
I'm done. I'm ready to.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
Wilbur does eventually stroll back in, and you can tell Captain Tom, Wilbur's he's pretty gone. He's pretty intoxicated.
Shit face.
Wilbur's kind of staggering, as he's kind of trying to balance himself on the wall. He's leaving these massive claw marks all the way down the wall. Someone's gonna have to pay for that.
Come on, Wilbur. Quick, get in the bed before you tear anything up.
Arr, arr. And he's kind of like pointing back towards Mamalotti's, and then he kind of moves his paw over this way and then this way. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So he does. He goes into the room and basically crashes on the floor.
Then I'll lay in whatever bed there is and just wait till morning.
Okay. Anyone else for anything, or do you guys want to fast forward to the next morning?
Fast forward.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go to the next
All right.
morning.
So you guys get up, have a both, well, everybody. I guess everybody goes downstairs, and Haywood and Jaw, they have a nice spread. Seeing that they know that they have visitors, there's a better spread than usual for breakfast. And that's pretty much just you guys are the only ones down there. And Jaywood's kind of Haywood, he's kind of cleaning up. His wife is tending to the stuff that was still sitting out from last night. It's funny watching Captain Flint talking to the others going by, because they're probably going, what in the fuck is this guy doing on a computer wearing a pirate hat and a beard? What in the hell is going on here? What kind of comments do you get, Captain Flint?
Oh, anything you can imagine, honestly. I mean, it's just... People don't know what to think.
You should put one on next time and we'll get to talk to him. I'm just kidding.
You're just sitting in your dorm room with the door open? Is that what this
It's
is?
probably a
Basically.
common room. Oh,
Yeah.
It's the dorm room? Okay.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, is this like your room, or like where you sleep? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Dang. So how many roommates do you have?
Just one.
Oh, just one? Alright, I gotcha.
But people parade in and out of here all the time, so...
Now the old college life, huh? Alright,
So do we find Vance's head in a bag outside our door or anything like that? Has he been killed by the...
No, but Vance does stroll in, though. He definitely does stroll in. And it looks like he's
What a fine morning, gentlemen. Oh, I am totally spent.
Again with the gentleman.
Oh, I'm sorry. My dear.
Excuse me?
Agnes,
Oh my
learn how
God.
to take a joke.
Well, Vance, you should have got some sleep last night, dude. We got shit to do tonight. We got shit to do today.
Oh, really? Plans have you there, Mordecai?
Yeah.
Well, I do need to hang new drapes in my shanty.
Well, we need to hang more than new drapes. You're going into business.
Business, you say? What manner of business am I going into?
You're opening up
Dare
a
I ask?
general mercantile and trade store today.
And I assume my new property is the base.
That is the base,
Business.
and you are going to be doing that there with Captain Flint.
I am right here.
Okay, where is the good captain at this morning? You startled me there. How's Wilbur faring? He was
I don't
little
know how much you
seesawy
gave that
last
hound
night when I
there, but
last
he
saw
could
him.
barely stand. I've never seen him like that before.
I just told him to keep him coming. Apparently, he just sat there and kept drinking.
Well, he
He needs to
he's
learn
not
some
really
moderation.
he's not really known for his restraint, I'll tell you that.
Obviously, you should see the bill they stuck me with for his drinking.
Well, here's the deal. Myself, Killian, and Wilbur are gonna head over to McCracken's General, or McCrispy, I can't remember the guy's name.
McCracken.
Goddamn guy's name. I don't know.
McCracken's General Store. We're
McCrackles.
going over there. McCrackle.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. The man that owns the general store, that's where we're going.
Blister
I'm gonna talk to him.
McCrackles.
I'll probably forget his name when I get there, and we'll find out what he knows about the Sahuagin. Then we're gonna hopefully set up a trade post at your new abode, try to make a deal with the Sahuagin, and if it goes south, Wilbur's gonna kneecap him.
It seems rather a complicated plan, but I assume you guys know what you're doing.
Wilbur's gonna shake him down. I love it.
Captain, you may want to see if you can strike up some kind of a deal with McCracken so that we have some kind of goods to put in Vance's shop.
I'll do me best. So what I want to do is just what I said. I'm gonna take Wilbur and Killen, if he wants to go, over to McCrackle's general store and try to talk to him if he's there.
Okay. What about you, Agnes? What would you like to do in the morning?
We're not going with the boys to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds
All right.
good.
Yeah.
Mordecai going with
Just
Mordecai.
stand around for
Okay.
protection.
Okay.
Me and Agnes and Vance.
Okay. All right. So you
Oh,
guys.
so we're going to the wall, okay?
No. Go. Talk it out.
Where is this wall you guys are heading to?
It's basically north.
It's in the north, and I'm looking for it right now.
It's past the map. I don't have a wall. It is, quite a ways away. Yeah, it's up past this area here. Probably, like I said earlier, it's about 50 yards north of that.
Okay, so
Well, what are we going to do at the wall, Mordecai? I didn't hear this part of your little scheme.
well, here's the idea. I'm going to position myself. Is everybody up at the gray building in the very, very north? Out of character.
I was just up. I think they're at McCrackles or whatever.
And
No,
that's
he's
right,
talking
it is
about your half of the
McCrackles.
group.
Dave, are you talking about when they come in town, they come through here? I'm going to ping something.
Well, there is a wall that once you come back down to the lower part of the map, where you encountered the Sahuagins, there's a wall that basically is like a half circle that goes around the entirety of the camp. I don't have a wall on the map,
Okay.
but
Alright.
it's just past that tree line about 50 yards. That's there were guards to the east of
Bottom
this tree
right of the
here.
map.
Correct, yeah. There were guards out there patching a hole in the wall, and on the opposite side. So they attacked close to the water yesterday. Now,
Okay, so where do the white Sahuagin come into town from, though?
they would just come in through the north gate. That's when they come here for trade and all that other good stuff, they just come
Okay.
straight through the northern gate, which is definitely the most fortified. But you do see several guard posts scattered, along the wall. Probably every, I would say,
Then,
maybe 100 yards or so. I mean, they're spaced apart pretty good.
then the north gate is where I would want to go, toward the north gate.
Okay, so you just kind of want to wait for any kind of Sahuagin that shows up for
Mhm.
business dealings, basically, right? Okay.
Correct.
All right. So that's what Mordecai, Vance, and Agnes are doing. Okay, so Killian and Tom, you guys are at McCrackle's General Store, and you guys are right out. You guys are missed it by one. This is McCrackle's right here. And the first thing about McCrackle's that you notice is it is very, very, very organized, like a very well-oiled machine or tightly run ship. That's the first thing that you notice right off the bat, Captain Tom. And especially with you've been delivering quite a few goods, but you also know that a lot of merchandise goes through McCrackle's to the Imperial Army here too, and basically to everyone else. But you walk into the store, and I mean, Blister, he greets you, and he has anything you need, like basic equipment. I mean, there's just gobs of everything. I mean, it's all nicely organized, and everything is in its spot. It's not just all kind of thrown in barrels like over at Tasha's. This is actually a really nice place.
Can I ask you this, Dave? When the Blizzardman things there, when they come in town, do they typically trade here at McCrackle's, or?
You're asking Blister that?
No, I'm asking. You were saying they came in town to trade.
They do trade with. They trade with Blister. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
Hey, Vance and Agnes, can you all find me there on the map?
Aren't you the one with the little number on you at 1?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, Dave, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No.
Ahoy there, Blister. It's good to see you again, friend.
Ah, Captain Flint. It's been quite a while. What are you doing in Gastron's?
I'm afraid my business here is not of a friendly nature. I am afraid I'm here to address the problems you've been having with the Sahuagin.
Oh, I was gonna say all of my port fees are all taken care of. Ah, the Sahuagins, well, they're what about them? I've unfortunately been trading with them lately, and I don't know if I can trust them. But
that's exactly why I'm here, Blister. Is I've heard you've been trading with the Sahuagin, and that interests me quite a bit. I myself want to set up a little operation to try to speak with these friendly Sahuagin and learn why they're friendly and why others of their species are not on the same island.
What do you mean, set you up with something, though, Captain? All you gotta do is ask, and they'll probably be in within the next couple of days, and I could arrange a meeting for you then.
That's exactly what I would like you to do. We've purchased a property down the old shack right across from the Kazoo's Remedies.
Oh, you mean Sazu? Kazoo. You're never really any good with names there, Captain Flint. But yeah, it's Sazu.
Right, Sazu's Remedies. The place, you know the place though, right?
Absolutely. He tried to pawn that piece of crap on me. Did you buy that piece of crap? The roof's leaking and all that stuff.
No, you know me better than that. I wouldn't purchase the house if my life depended on it. However, we had another member with a lot of gold, and he had a good idea to purchase the house and set up an operation. So that's what we did.
Yeah, so what kind of operation are you setting up? I mean, you've already got an office here, Captain.
Aye, but this is for trading. We're setting up a small trading post where we can control all the variables. Whenever the Sahuagin come in, we want to get them in there, we want to talk to them, and we don't want any chance that they turn on us and us not be able to defend ourselves or any of the townsfolk.
Well, the Sahuagin that I've been dealing with lately,
they're actually pretty friendly. You won't have any problem. I could set up a meeting. There would be no need to probably trick them like you're wanting to do. I mean, they're at arms with their own kind.
So you really think that you could just set up a meeting for me to meet these Sahuagin, and they would just speak to me on general terms?
I'm sure they would. They're actually a pretty peaceful people, and they're losing numbers as well because of the other half of their faction are attacking them. Something over a well, some kind of well that provides water, and that's why I've been selling them barrels and barrels of water every several days.
Well, here's what I'd like you to do, Blister. I'd like you to set up this meeting, whether it happens today or tomorrow or 3 days from now, whenever they come back. Set up a meeting between me and the Sahuagin, and we'll talk to them.
That sounds like a winner, Captain. I'll take care of that for you. We could have the meeting here, or we can head down to the crab shack. We can have the meeting. I don't think they might like. Oh, I'm sure they probably would like crab. Holy crap! But there's been such a shortage of crab lately. I don't know if we take them guys there, but yeah, I'll get the meeting set up for you. So are you still wanting? What are you needing for your base of operations? I may have some stuff for you. I mean, I don't know. Are you going to be competition to me, or?
No. Of course not. We're not here to sell anything. We're here to figure out the trouble that's happening on the island, and use whatever means we can to do so.
All right. Well, I've got some. I think out back, I'll have one of my clerks go out and check out back. I think I may have some more tiles to put on the roof and maybe get that leak stopped for you and your friend there.
I'm sure that
when I looked at it,
it
was horrible. It stunk like hell in that place.
Oh, it is absolutely terrible. The place is barely standing up. It needs a lot of work.
Well, I will get that. Where are you staying? Well, obviously you're probably staying at the inn, aren't you?
Aye, me and the rest of me crew are at the inn. Oh, the Come On Inn, I believe.
All right. Well, I'll send a messenger to Haywood. I'll send one of my clerks over the next time the Sahuagin come into trade. But they've been trading a lot of these coins to me, and he pulls out a box of these coins that are, barnacle encrusted, and he even goes as far to say that the Sahuagin they do speak in a very, very, very broken common, but the gist is they're fighting with one another over several things, and they're fighting over. First off, they're fighting because they're trading with the humans. They don't the more traditional type of the more traditional side of the tribe wants to not deal with anybody that's on their island, and so that's why they're fighting there. Now they're also fighting over a well, which for some reason the water is now corrupt everywhere except for this one well that's out basically in the middle of, and not the middle of the jungle, but it's between the two camps. They've actually separated camps. They've actually been fighting with one another, and he even goes to say is the other side is literally trying to kill them off too. And then if those Sahuagin, if they're done, then they're probably going to overrun Gastron's point at some point, which is not going to be good. There, and then he even goes to tell you that at one point there was a larger area of the Sahuagin. And he goes, it's so, the story is so vague. He heard it, and just because of the Sahuagin can't speak common that well, it's very broken. And he was stating that the Sahuagin told him that some massive monster came up from the earth and basically swallowed just about their entire encampment. It was like a massive creature from, as the Sahuagin explained it, a massive creature from hell just came up and just engulfed the entire half of the entire encampment and just left. And he said it was just it was a scary sight.
Have I heard anything before that regarding a similar thing? Like, would I know anything about what that might be?
Give me a history check, and I want you to roll pretty high. And in fact,
Dave, would you like me to roll as well?
I would, seeing that you're there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Give me a history check, and maybe you may hear something. If he rolls a 20 plus, then I'll kind of give him a little bit of information. Wow, that's exactly what I was looking for, Killian.
Gotta love that.
And I really didn't think you were going to roll that high. But when he says something coming up from the depths of hell, or the Underdark, as it comes up and swallows an entire town, the first thing that comes to mind with you is this right here. And that's the first thing from all of your studies and time at the temple and in the libraries. That's basically what comes to mind. And I can explain a little bit more in depth when we're done here. But that's what you recall.
I'll look to the captain. This may be a much bigger problem than we are currently equipped to handle.
A massive problem, Killian. A massive. That's all I'm going to say.
How is... What do you mean?
Let's just say this is nothing the likes of anything that most people have heard of. And that's all I'll get into in this current location.
All right. I'll thank Blister for setting up the meeting, and just tell him to let me know whenever he's ready, and I'll go back to the inn, I guess.
Okay. He'll have his boys send the supplies over to the shanty, and he'll have the boys throw that up there for you as well. There'll be no charge, because you're the captain, for Christ's sake. So there will be no charge for your shanty being for your roof on your shanty being fixed. he thinks it's your shanty, so he's taking care of it. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll stop here. There's no Sahuagins coming today at this point. Now, sorry about it, guys. No combat.
By the way, I am reading that right, correct?
Yes, I'll talk to you in just a second. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll pull you down. Just give me a couple minutes to get this thing shut down. And thanks y'all for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was definitely an RP heavy night. Yeah, so
good game day.
But you guys have most of the locations. There's some other stuff that you haven't discovered yet, and we
haven't checked everything. But we know what everything.
Yeah, we'll get more into it, and plus you guys are going to have to start on your mapping expedition. The jungle, the mysterious mountain range, and now that you found out that Captain Tom told you that, the Emperor and the Archmage are using the Vigil as a scrying stone as well. They can't see what's past that damn mountain, so that's definitely a concern. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for playing. I appreciate it.